XM202.
Of the morning, while the city sleeps, an uncommon band of heroes unites to fight the forces of evil.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
Oh, my sweet Jesus.
With Op.
I want to be known as notorious.
No.
Ack.
Everyone is always in my way.
Oh, you really are deluded.
And B-Cup.
Kind of fat-breasted and awful.
And surrounded by dullards.
Ben looks like poorly spliced film.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Whenever Steve yawns, it looks like the back of the Batmobile when it accelerates.
Pocketosis.
Eric, you're not going to cry.
Shut up.
And armed with superhuman powers.
He pulls his pants down and just starts leaking into someone's garbage can.
That's rule one.
How about if he gives you the old chin tap with his helmet?
That's all right with me.
They are living among us. Average citizens, average heroes, quietly and anonymously continuing to make the world a better place.
Controversial talkers Opie and Anthony.
We are just dicks. You better just sit back and watch.
Yeah. Wait, what?
The Opie and Anthony Show.
Oh.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Okay, terrific.
We look like assholes right now, man. Hello, exactly.
Love that.
That's fun.
You like movies about gladiators?
Fucking idiot. I'm a fucking idiot.
You just mind the P's and Q's, Buster, and remember who you're dealing with. Hoo-ah. Pardon my French, but you're an asshole.
You're not being fair.
And welcome to the Opie and Anthony program, live from Washington, D.C.
Hello.
In the middle of the XM compound.
Yes.
Day 2 in D.C.
Just trying to see if everything's working properly.
So far, so good, I'm
Everything
thinking.
good? Everything good?
We knew we were on the air today, and
a little weird in my headphones. Something's a little odd.
a little different.
Yeah. There's some kind of little, almost a flange thing happening. Yeah. And it's not quite as loud and robust and nice as it was yesterday. It had like a nice bo sound to it yesterday, but it doesn't today. But, yeah.
So we'll deal with it.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I don't care.
It is Whip 'em Out Wednesday, but I don't know. It's a rainy mess down here in D.C.
Nothing. It's just depressing. Walk out of the hotel. It's raining. It's still dark out. Oh, God, I hate this.
Which is weird because yesterday it was like 70 degrees down here.
Was it that warm?
It was way up there. It was at least in the 60s. So
It's getting a little warm in my parka walking down the street. I didn't bring like an intermediate kind of jacket, you know? So it's either no jacket, which it was a little too chilly for, or my huge winter North Pole parka that I wear in New York City on those 19-degree mornings.
Yeah, you're still wearing that big ridiculous coat.
I know.
I got the bubble coat. I got a woolly on. People are looking at me like, "What is wrong with you? Are you on heroin or something?
Yeah.
And you got to chill."
Because it's
this is the only coat I brought.
get a little chilly. Yeah, what are we supposed to do? Pack a whole wardrobe for Washington?
Why is Ben holding up an umbrella?
Did you buy a $20 umbrella in your closet of your room?
Oh, you decided to go with the umbrella?
Pouring out. Yeah, I was gonna take the umbrella. Yeah.
They were in the room for $20.
Yeah, you didn't see that?
No.
You got to buy those?
Yeah, of course you gotta buy it.
You can't just use it and bring it back and put it back?
Why would you buy an umbrella when the walk to the car was maybe 10 feet?
I walk.
We're not gonna.
We had to walk a block or two, Steve or I. So
all right.
Yeah.
We're not going to actually be in the rain.
Did Steve hold the umbrella over your head?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did.
Like Puff Daddy's assistant?
Yeah. No?
Nice umbrella.
I had to do a little alteration around the room yesterday when we got in. There's one of those weird round fisheye kind of mirrors on the wall, and it was exactly like the one in the Ring. So I had to take it off and put it in the closet.
Oh,
I
that's
took
hilarious.
it off the wall and put it in the closet because there's no way I'm waking up to take a leak at night, and I'm not going to look at that mirror as I walk to the bathroom. And if I see anything, even like a reflection from outside in there that I think is something weird, I'll lose my mind.
Yeah.
I'll be like freaked out like in the Ring. They'll find me with my face all, like the Ring.
Do you have a weird shower in your room?
What's weird about yours?
My bathroom is completely soaked because they decided to have this cool design where there's no real, how can I explain it? There's no real, like, lip to catch the water.
Really?
From going into the rest of the bathroom.
Yeah, that's kind of a new thing that hotels do now. What do they just have glass up?
No, there's no
it's
glass.
It's just open in the bathroom?
It's just a shower curtain.
Yeah.
With like a good 2 inches that it doesn't cover from the bottom of the shower curtain to the floor.
At the handicap
You have no tub, right?
No tub, but it's a design
tub.
where it's supposed to keep the water in it anyway.
Yeah.
But it's just bouncing all over. I mean, my bathroom is a complete swamp. And I tried everything. It's just, I guess it's a flaw in the design or something.
It's a hotel. Who cares?
Yeah, I don't care.
That's what I say.
I absolutely don't care.
Do you have a seat in the thing? A little seat in the shower? Like a little thing to flip down and sit?
I don't have a handicapped room.
I think you do.
Yeah.
I don't have a
Sounds like it might
handicapped
be.
room.
Sounds like it might be.
I know I'm handicapped, but I don't need the handicapped room.
Yeah, I don't like getting a handicapped room.
You've gotten a handicapped
Yeah,
room?
I've gotten it before. You get that big, wide bathroom door that you can just roll into. The little seat in the shower. Sit down and jack it. Give it the old Pat O'Brien in there.
Yeah, we're going to get into Pat O'Brien.
Oh.
We should get into Pat O'Brien right away today because we didn't really do much after the show yesterday except for Well, we did do a meeting.
Yes, we had our meeting.
I got to acknowledge something for the whole team. We are a collection of assholes.
Yeah, well, we know
We are
that.
a collection of misfits.
Apparently everyone down here knows that, too.
We are a collection of guys that have serious mental issues that we don't want to acknowledge.
Lunatics.
I mean, I look around. I know I got my problems, and I look at all you guys and go, God damn it, I'm not alone here, thank God.
People would think some kind of successful program or anything that is a success has people involved that are, with it. They're on an even keel. Everyone's intelligent and not crazy. And this show,
I think we're all really smart. But
I know that. But I'm just talking about we are complete.
But we
lunatics.
I think this is how I look at it. I think we're all of us that work for this program are highly intelligent. But the problem is we really need people to dress us in the morning.
Yeah.
Like something is missing in our brains.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We're retarded. In some way, we're all retarded. And you look at the show and think, no, it's a successful show. They have to have their shit together and everybody's got it. No, we don't. I was looking around yesterday just going, what a collection of retards we have working for us that we are. It's just, the show just rolls along on its merry retarded way every day. Somehow gets on the air.
It's held together with, duct tape.
Oh, by our fingernails we're hanging on because everybody involved with this program is a lunatic. Just a retard. But every day, somehow, a show gets pumped out.
Yeah, it sure does.
I don't know how it works. And you got to wonder if that's how just everything is in the world.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how together you think everybody is involved with anything that works and that's successful, maybe behind the scenes everyone is just an ass.
Well, everyone is anxious to hear about our meeting yesterday, Anthony.
Our big meeting.
Ooh. And this is where I just have finally realized we're just a bunch of assholes.
Mm-hmm.
We've been complaining about the studio in New York for, 6 months?
Yeah.
And for the most part, it's a great studio, and it's great to be up there and working for XM. But, we got to fine-tune the place, right? And lately it's been, a lot of bitching about the equipment and the phones and this and that. So they finally set up this incredible meeting with the A-team down here.
The A-team.
These guys are they are, I don't know, they're just a bunch of geeks that just know how to get things done.
They're problem solvers.
Yeah, problem solvers, and they're coming to New York when we go on vacation. And when we get back on April 11th, everything's going to work perfectly, right?
We can dare to dream.
So we're in this conference room making sure that everything's going to be done. They're asking all of us individually, so what's wrong with your part of the studio? What's wrong with yours, Ann? What's wrong, Jim? What's wrong?
Isn't that great? They're getting everybody's input on what's wrong, writing it down, and they're going to fix every problem.
And I believe this was a high-powered meeting,
Yeah.
And
big guys, you know what it is? It was guys that really don't have time to waste to sit there and do anything. But these guys are always doing something around here. There's plenty of stuff for them to do.
Yeah, because they're taking us very seriously, and they want the equipment to work fine when we get back from vacation.
Yeah.
Well, Anthony and Norton spent the whole meeting staring at Ben's hog.
And laughing like retards.
And that's when I said, man, this show is in trouble.
This
was supposed to be the big meeting where we take care of all problems.
I tried so hard to take everything seriously, and then I look over at Jim, and Jimmy's just pointing. He's pointing. Jimmy's to my left, and Ben was to my... No, Jimmy's to my right, and Ben was to my left. So I look over at Jimmy, and he's pointing over me. So I follow his finger, and he's pointing right at Ben's mule, which, as the way he's been sitting, and his pants was just puffed up like a Jiffy Pop ready to explode right there.
Looked like he had the new studio in his pants.
So now I'm staring at it and just laughing hysterical, and we're both staring at it. And Ben realized what we're doing and became so self-conscious for the entire meeting. He then tried to cross his legs and turn. He goes, "Oh, you guys are assholes," and turned his back to us, and we could still see. So he tried to hide it with some paper.
But he turns towards Opie, and Opie goes, "I don't want to look at it.
I don't want to look at it."
Well, no,
you guys are assholes.
Yeah, he turns toward me and goes, "These guys are being dicks. I gotta sit this way." I'm like, "Dude, I don't want to look at it either, man."
So he covers it with some paper, and after a little while, when he kind of forgot about it, I just slowly lean over and started pulling the paper away. He's like, "Knock it off!" And me and Jimmy are laughing so so hard. I was crying. I had tears coming down my face. And the guys in the meeting were so pissed off. They just finally were like, well, is there any other problem, or is this meeting just going to degenerate further? And I'm like, no. And then I try to blame Jimmy. I go, it's him. He's making me laugh. And then Jimmy goes, it's not me. It's Ben's mule. Trying to blame Ben's mule.
Yeah, this was supposed to be the big meeting.
That was the big meeting. The reason we were down
where
here.
we settle our differences, but instead they wanted to know what was going on in Ben's pants again.
Yeah, Jim was also asleep early in the meeting. He fell asleep.
That was awful.
And it's hard. I can never look at Jim in these meetings because I can't. You guys can get away with laughing a lot easier. Jim's saying stuff before even the whole shenanigans with me.
Oh, I know.
And I can't even look over to Jim because somebody's going to start laughing. And then there's the whole other thing with something that you guys were recording yesterday that I couldn't stop thinking about, when you're recording in the studio.
And you want to laugh.
Yeah, I couldn't stop.
Well, another thing that was just horrible that made me laugh my ass off with Jimmy.
Dude, your mic stinks, by the way.
My mic is so bad, and it's just getting worse and worse and worse the whole time. It's slowly fading into nothingness.
Well, when you turned your head, it sounded a little better.
Yeah, they did something inside. I think
they did?
might have cranked it up or something.
Because at first I was like, it wasn't bad, but it's
starting to it'll go away. I think my hearing was going.
Now the mic sounds perfect.
Now it sounds okay.
It sounds really good. All right, go ahead.
We're on the lunch line upstairs. They have a great little cafeteria.
Oh, I forgot about this.
At XM. Nice.
Yeah.
You don't have to leave the compound.
Well, that's what's cool about this place. It's like you're in school.
Yeah, it is. You like it.
You meet in the cafeteria and you
hang out with your friends.
And you see the group of girls over there.
But you got to eat your lunch because you got things to do afterwards.
Yeah,
like
it's really interesting.
Just sitting, we were in the cafeteria and getting our lunch, and they had wonderful stuffed green peppers with some kind of red sauce and macaronis inside.
Which, by the way, before you say what you're going to say, that's what I was going to order for lunch.
That's what you're going to order.
I was so about the stuffed pepper. I was like, that. I love stuffed peppers.
Yeah.
I haven't had one in a long time until Jimmy said what he had to say.
Nice little Hispanic guy working behind there. He'll dish it out for you. And Jimmy walks up and... what did you ask for when you pointed at the stuffed peppers, Jimmy?
Well, there was chicken, and I said I'd like some chicken, and then I pointed at the pepper and said I'd like some chicken and a little of the Peterson boy.
And it just made it so we couldn't eat.
I decided to pass on the stuffed pepper after that.
The Peterson boy.
Yeah, it was just awful.
It was very uncalled for.
Oh, it was awful, but that had me laughing the whole rest of the day. So I kept thinking about it. We're in these meetings, and I'm just laughing like an idiot, and that's why they think we're all retarded. We don't take shit seriously.
We only had one meeting.
Oh, one meeting. Well, no, we had kind of another one after that one with Elo in his office. It wasn't really a meeting, but I figure anytime you're in Elo's office and he's telling you company affairs, it's a meeting.
Oh, that was just very impressive stuff.
Yeah.
It made me feel very good about being at XM. Very good. This company is going to kick Sirius's ass. It's not even funny anymore.
It really was very cool to be in there. And
it's not even funny.
Did they?
Elo was pulling out the pie charts. Oh my God, he was pulling out the pie charts. Unbelievable. Showing us statistics and projections and all kinds of fun things.
It's getting scary between the two companies.
Oh, yeah.
It's not even going to be a contest soon.
Did they make any, did they talk at all today or not yet?
Huh?
Did they talk at all today?
I guess they have another announcement today. I think we could say that at least, right?
Yeah, maybe.
It might have been announced already. I don't know. It hasn't been announced?
I thought it was 6. Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was at 6 too, but another huge announcement for XM today.
Yeah.
But then after the show yesterday, we went into a production room, and for like an hour and a half, we were taping stuff for when we go away.
Yeah, we had a whole rundown.
We're starting to do some things differently than in the past. In the past, we would go on vacation, just slap some worst ofs together and go, enjoy this. We don't care.
Right.
We're on vacation. Mm-hmm. But now we're setting up all the bits and introing them and adding new stuff. And, you know, it's going to be a lot of fun to listen to the show when we're on break. It really is.
Yeah.
There's probably going to be, I don't know, a few hours easily of new material.
Yeah.
And we were very giddy after the show, so...
Giddy?
Us introing some of these bits, half the time we didn't even intro the bits. What, do you want to play that?
Yeah.
Steve?
Yeah, what's up? Fun stuff we were doing
what I'm leading to is, you know, we did this production session and for the worst of bits, and I was thinking maybe we could play one of the bits.
Oh,
not one of the bits, but one of the setups.
Preview of what we're gonna say before the bit plays.
Yeah, why not? You got a good
vacation?
one?
Fun little setup. That was very fun, actually. Because you're thinking about the bits, you're talking to each other, we're all like laughing and goofing off and being cute.
Exactly.
Being cute.
Yeah, well, the goal was for us to go in the studio, take it very seriously, and say something like, hey, you're listening to Worst of Opie and Anthony. We come back live April 11th when we broadcast live from Boston, which we should give a plug. We'll be at Bill's Bar April 11th, opening day, Sox Yankees.
10 to 2.
10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on the East Coast. That's the show time. We want a lot of people to show up. It's going to be a great, great time. And then the next day, we're going to do another broadcast from Boston. We're going to do our morning show from a bar.
Well, yeah, but we're going to do something. We're going to do it all ages that way because you've had so many emails and everything.
Yeah.
So we'll do it at the Paradise, which is out by BU, but you can be all ages and do breakfast and all that stuff, and we're going to get a band and everything.
So that's April. Psycho Jimmy can finally show up. That O&A fan is like 17. He's got a complete serial murder in his future.
Jimmy from Southie there?
Oh, he's a kook. I love him.
He's a huge fan. Like
hardcore.
There's guys like him that are, that aren't 21.
Is
so.
he the one that's going to drive Wheelchair Fred?
He probably was the one that I was thinking about.
No, that's a different one. There's a lot of younger guys.
17. Hey, people say I sound like I'm talking through a paper towel tube.
Yeah, it was a little weird.
Like, what happened between yesterday, when the mic was really good and worked perfectly, and today?
But now it's...
Did anyone touch... No, it's still
it's
off
not as bad
in my
as
head.
it just was, though.
It's not as loud as you. I feel I'm talking louder now because I'm not hearing it as good. That's better.
Oh, Jaime!
That's better.
Jaime!
What happened?
Uh-oh.
Jaime just said something to Steve.
Steve just got yelled out. Steve, what happened?
I didn't get yelled at all, but you know that little red area where the levels are never supposed to hit? Now they're all in
That's
that
not
area.
called being yelled at?
Yeah, that
no,
was...
it's just Jaime
was throwing his arms around. And
Jaime reached over Steve, just adjusted a knob, threw his hands up in the air and walked out.
Yeah, well, that's
Cranked
not
me up.
That's doing exactly what I've been told not to do for the last 6 months.
Well, he's Jaime, and he told you to keep your bare dick beaters off of the equipment. Do as Jaime said.
All right, so the second day in Boston, April 12th, we're going to have all the info on the website.
Yeah, we'll put it all up today.
We're going to have promos and stuff, but we're going to do an all-ages show April 12th, the day after our Bill's Bar broadcast, okay?
Right.
I want to try to keep it simple because it's starting to get a little complicated. But anyway, so that's what we're going to do. Like, hey, listen to the Worst of Opie and Anthony. Remember that time the girl came in with the lesbian couch?
Do you remember?
And the poker chips.
Remember that time we was here and you were there? Do you remember?
And that's all it's supposed to be. And well, in case you missed it, this is how it went down.
Huddler.
But instead, I think this is how it sounded yesterday when we recorded, right? Why don't we go to that, Steve, if you can?
Hey, guys. Guys.
Oh, no. Dead air.
What?
Can't hear the tape. Silent game. Can't hear a thing. Dead air. No sound. Audio's not working. Are we supposed to hear anything?
Are you kidding?
Dead air. Silence. There's no sound, guys. I can't hear shit. Dead air. No audio. Got nothing. Dead air.
Wait a minute. Something's happened that people aren't hearing that.
Yeah. I don't think people were hearing that.
Are you kidding me?
What happened?
It was coming through fine on this end. I don't know what the problem was.
Oh.
Just keep going, guys.
Okay, never mind. Hold on.
That was complete dead air because I'm getting a lot of instant feedback. Can't hear it. Audio isn't playing.
They getting it now?
Hold on. Try it again.
Wow.
Hey, Steve, which bit are we introing here?
The poker chips and lesbian couch bit. The first appearance of the new lesbian couch, I might add.
Yes.
Ooh, I was in a bad mood this day, I remember.
Yes, you were.
Ask him if they hear it now.
Nice lady comes in to offer us a lesbian couch, and she brought other gifts. And you were just, weren't very gracious, Opie.
Biggest laugh I've had on the show, hands down, was this. The biggest laugh I've had in studio was this.
It's still not working? I just remember, looking around the room, and none of us could talk because we laughed over and over again. I don't know if they edited this down, but the laughs seemed to go on for like 2 or 3 minutes straight. But you got to be honest, Anthony, those gifts were awful. Now that we look back.
It's the thought that counts.
She went to some kind of garage sale.
It was the crap that you would get in a garage sale. Absolutely.
Brought it all the way to New York to get a little attention, and oh, did she get some attention.
Her gift sucked dicks, and boy, was she made aware of it. Yeah. Cringe radio.
Left in tears.
Master Poe tried to calm her down, then give her a karate lesson and rape her.
Smooth things over, they shared some whiskey.
Oh, Jesus.
That's right.
He does not drink on the job.
Not at all. Only behind the wheel. That's the only time Master Poe drinks. Not when he's working. Only when he's driving home past children.
Look, for all the guests that get really upset, Master Poe has bottles of whiskey in his cabinets there, and I know for a fact that him and the poker chip lady were swinging back a few.
Yeah, have a few belts.
Right.
It's not a big deal.
It's no big deal.
He doesn't drink on the job. He walks outside the door and takes a belt and then walks right back in on the job.
Don't worry, no one's listening to this show.
No one
Relax.
cares.
Everyone knows it's for the radio.
Just silly.
Just play the poker chip bit. And there you have it. Did it? It came out the second time?
Oh, that one came through?
Steve, what'd you do wrong?
There was one of the utility buses wasn't down on the board, and it just...
Sure. Would you have pressed that button, Opie?
Of course I would.
It would have been down, that utility bus?
Of course I would have. All right, well, that's just a sample of what's going to happen during the worst stuff. Us
dead air?
Yeah, exactly. That's just introing some of these bits and just getting really, really silly.
After I heard that one replay, I forgot what we said. I was like, oh, let's hope it doesn't replay again. We have to go back to New York.
By the way, Herky Jerky from Cleveland, he writes on the Instant Feedback, huge announcement for XM. Are they going to sign with the PBA to bring us bowling coverage?
Oh, that would rock.
That's right.
All right, why don't we...
now you get people saying, heard it, that's better, still didn't hear shit. A couple of people saying they still didn't hear it, but some people said, heard it. I don't know what to believe. I don't know.
All right.
What do you believe?
I don't know. There's a whole bunch of people,
as usual,
looking at Steve right now in the other room. So
where's Ed the engineer? Is he around? He can fix it.
Jaime's on the case. So why don't we take a break? We'll regroup.
Yeah.
We'll start the Opie and Anthony show officially after the break. We'll bring DeeDee in here to do the news.
Oh.
Fine. And we got to get into the latest on Pat O'Brien next. We got to get right into that.
He's
today.
A dirty boy.
Oh, it gets uglier for Pat O'Brien, and we'll tell you all about it next.
Life in corporate America can be a grind.
All they do is they remove the humor from everything.
And you don't want to worry about your behavior around the office becoming a problem.
I'm standing here with this erection feeling silly.
You're going to need some sound advice.
Talk less and suck more.
From a qualified professional.
I'm a stand-up comic who hates his own guts.
New from the HIV Corporation. It's the Jim Norton Sensitivity Handbook.
Sensitivity training. Maybe you could send someone from Human Resources in, and they can tickle my bag a little. I can go, ooh, very sensitive area, and then they can leave.
Jim will help you construct a business plan.
Greed is good.
He'll guide you through the hiring process.
Hire all fat chicks if you don't want them harassed.
He's also a whiz at customer relations.
Here's what you do, stupid. When they complain, you go, click. You take the phone. Click.
Ladies will also enjoy Jim's wardrobe recommendations.
You send them to training to not have those big tits showing during the workday.
Jim is also an experienced marriage counselor.
How could you marry a chick that won't drink out of your mule?
And he can help mend even the most fractured of family relationships.
I killed my wife with a hammer.
And he'll also assist with time management.
1:30, Human Resources attempts to talk about sensitivity training. 1:35, they are wiping saliva that Jim Norton has spit on them off of themselves as he walks outdoor. End of meeting.
Call 1-800-LOG-DROP for the Jim Norton Sensitivity Handbook. Order today.
Meeting adjourned.
Prepare to be wowed.
What knockers?
Okay, fine. Wow me.
Oh, wow. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Open up your head and let them open the make. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. You must not get up, come on, get down with the sickness. You fucker, get up, come on, get down with the sickness. And this is the gift that has been given to me.
We're back with the Opie and Anthony program. The O&A virus spreading across America. Second day in Washington, D.C. DeeDee getting ready for the news. DeeDee, you ready for the news? Not yet. I was just asking if she's ready. It looks like she's ready because
so ready.
She jumped up out of her seat and started running toward the studio. So we'll get her on in a few minutes.
Why does she have on a leather mask this morning?
She's like, can I just do the news today and not get spanked? But I think she really wants to get spanked again.
Of course she does. That's why she mentioned it.
I have a feeling that she would like a few more slaps to her rear.
I don't want to get spanked.
So what's going on back in New York? I hear Poe is freaking out or something? What's going on?
I think Poe's on the line.
Poe.
Yep. We got Poe here.
Where is he?
Poe's right here.
I'm right here, guys.
What's going on, Poe?
Hi, Master Poe.
I'm getting reports down here in D.C. that you're freaking out and just losing your mind.
Yeah, Jimmy, what are you saying? You're telling everyone that I drink while I drive. That's not right. You're messing with my.
I know. I did not. I said you.
Come on.
I said you only drink when you drive by children.
Jimmy, what's wrong with you?
That's what I said.
I got to tell you, Jimmy, if we're in a bar and somebody attacks you, I'm going to take him down in a second because I'll protect you. I'll protect all you guys, and you guys should protect me.
Why would we have to be in a bar?
What's that?
Why would we be in a bar?
In a comedy shop, there's bars.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, well, if you go to a comedy shop, if you're going to a show, they do serve liquor. So
what
again,
Poe was trying to say, Jimmy, is he would put down his pint and he would save you if someone was trying to attack you.
I have no doubt about the abilities of Master Poe. I've never doubted the loyalty or ability of Master Poe. Right. Never doubted that ability to protect us.
That's right.
Or to serve the show very well. I've never doubted that ability.
That's right.
Well, you do say that he drives drunk and.
No, I did not say that. I didn't say that he. I said only been going by children. There's a big difference. I said he doesn't. He just gets behind the wheel and drives by children, and I respect that.
I don't think I've ever seen Poe take a drink.
No.
Poe?
Yes. When we were in New Orleans, what did I drink? Coffee, iced tea.
Probably soda and coffee.
Yeah.
So why are you freaking out, Paul?
Well, because I have a reputation. My reputation is extremely important to me. I have students in New Jersey, and parents and students listen to the show. They don't see me that way. They don't see me as a drunkard. They see me as Master Poe, as their instructor, and they look up to me. I don't need that.
They see you as Master Poe, a guy with no sense of humor, obviously.
Yeah.
No,
you understand we're fucking with you, dude?
I know you.
We're just joking.
I know, and it's funny.
We've been joking about you being a drunkard off and on for a while, but it's so obvious a joke, and you're freaking out, losing your mind back in New York. You're leaving messages for Ben on his voicemail. It's a joke. If you're going to be part of this program, you got to be able to take it a little bit.
I am taking
not
it.
Freak out every time someone says something that you don't agree with.
It's so over the top. We did that yesterday We did that yesterday just as a goof, and we were laughing because it's so over the top and ridiculous.
I wasn't laughing, by the way.
No, I was scared for those kids, but... But it was just, it's so, and like when you wanted to come in the other day and say, look, I'm not drinking, no one said, no, you can't come in studio, people have to, you came right in and said, look, I wasn't drunk, and we're like, yeah, I know.
I understand it's
no one
joke.
thinks it's real. No one thinks it's real.
I know. You don't think it's real, and that's fine, but there are people out there that will think it's real. And, you know, I understand
maybe that
it's a
poor
joke.
little worm at the bottom of the bottle, but...
No, I understand it's a joke, guys, and I appreciate it. You know, you're very funny, and I enjoy the show. But certain people will listen.
But you can't decide. You know.
No, I'm not going to. I'm not going to.
Listen, this is your last time on the show with us. Okay, you do your job, and that's fine. But we can't go through this. If you don't have a sense of humor, you don't have a sense of humor. Simple as that.
I do have a sense of humor.
Because this isn't the first time where you had a problem with something we did on the air. So let's just settle it right now. You do your job. We don't even acknowledge you exist, and that's it as far as the radio program goes, because you can't take it. You don't have a sense of humor.
I do have a sense of humor.
No one is saying that it's real. No,
you don't. You're losing your mind over an obvious joke. Yeah, like you're barreling down, you know, driving and drinking.
No one thinks you're a drunk. You got silly at New Orleans and did something. We make a joke out of it and said that you were drunk, and you came in and said, I wasn't drunk. It's like, yeah, we know that. That was the goof. No, and Ben, you know what? I got to confess, too. I really don't have AIDS, ladies and gentlemen. And Ben really doesn't have... Well, Ben does have a huge cock. That part's true.
No,
herky jerky.
You know what?
We're
not sure about that.
What?
It might be just one big ball.
Yeah, he might have elephantitis. There's something wrong with Ben. He probably has some
There's something going
cancer.
on. There's something going on in the front of his pants, but we're not sure if it's his actual shaft. We think it might be just one big, like, bowling ball type thing.
Jimmy does have AIDS.
No, I know I do, but I got a date tonight, so let her find out the hard way.
Paul, I think it's obvious that, you know, you do your job, and you just don't exist as far as the radio show goes on air, because you can't take it. We're getting reports you're losing your mind, and it's such an obvious joke.
I enjoy the show. I enjoy the joke. It's funny, but there are people.
Well, that's great, but you can't be a part of it because we can't go through this. You know, if people are going to think that you're really drinking and driving and barreling down school children, then you know what?
Especially when it's presented in such an obvious light like that. Like that, I said you weren't drinking on the job, that you would run out and drink and then come back on the job. And Opie said, I know he has bottles of whiskey. It was so over the top and silly. It's like, you have to know that's a joke. I mean, it's not like ruining your reputation to someone says, look, man, all kidding aside, Master Poet. That's like where you could come in and go, come on, guys. But no one thinks that. No one here at XM thinks that.
Guys, I understand. For 3 years, I had my reputation thrown straight down to the ground, and now this is where my reputation is getting, it's coming up. I mean, people are finding out that I'm teaching.
Dude, you either got to lighten
Jersey.
up. Look, you either got to lighten up or we just don't talk about you ever again on the air. I don't need to talk about you to do a good radio show if you're going to freak out.
Of course not. I understand that.
But we made you a part of the show because you're a character with us. You're a guy with us. And all we do is talk about your ability to protect us and all that stuff. I could see if we said, look, 5 guys ran in and Poe was drinking coffee and wouldn't get up because his break was over. That would ruin your reputation. But no one said anything like that.
Well,
it's just silly shit.
I appreciate your humor. I appreciate the comedy that you are. I mean, you make me laugh. And as far as what happened,
I appreciate you guys for being very funny and the comedy you do. And sometimes when I loosen up, it makes me laugh at times.
I try to loosen up as much as I can, guys. But I'm here again. I'm here to do my job. But if I went...
Dude, the listeners are emailing like crazy. They're all saying, I swear to God, well over 90% are like, oh my God, Poe needs to lighten up. It was so obviously a joke.
Okay.
In between the ones that say, notice how brave Opie is hundreds of miles away from Poe.
Yeah, and I'm one of those people.
I've seen like 10 of those so far.
But no one is shitting on Poe.
I know
No.
it's a joke, guys. I know it's a joke, but again, I'm just...
Dude, we'll just leave you off. We'll just leave you off the show because it's not worth it to wonder what's going to piss you off next. It's just not worth it.
Well,
so you do your job, which you do very well, obviously, and then that's it. You won't be a part of the radio show. It's fine.
Well, if you decide that, then you know.
Well,
I enjoy the show. There's that music.
Which Anthony played, by the way.
I did not.
I enjoyed that.
You
song.
have an instant replay, too.
Well,
everyone knows I don't have the Hulk music on my machine. I've never played it. Go listen back to the tapes.
All right. And you could play whatever you want, Opie.
Stop whining.
Oh, Jesus.
Stop whining. Stop it. Shut up. Shut up. Quiet. Quiet. Stop whining. Stop whining.
Wow. Jeez, Opie.
Yeah, okay. As I look for security cameras in here, that will prove that I didn't push those buttons.
You lack discipline.
Well, everyone knows it ain't me because I don't have buttons.
That's right.
I don't know, Poe. I don't know what to tell you. I know you do your job well, but I don't know. As far as the radio show goes, we can't go down this road every time we do something that you don't approve of. We all look like asses on a daily basis on this show.
I'm getting used to that.
People think I freaking cuddle on couches with guys as Java logs are burning.
Yeah, I mean, if you didn't tell that true story, no one would think that, homo.
Should I spend the next hour proving I'm not a homo? I don't care. I just throw it out there. It's a fucking radio show. Relax.
How do you think Ben feels when the guys at XM were giving him a hard time and all we're doing is going on the air saying he's doing dope all day and snorting coke off the back office computers? You think he wanted those facts revealed?
Yeah, and that's where I have the problem, because it's not like we're singling out Poe and making fun of him.
Yeah. You've actually caught it less than any of us.
Yeah, we figured you're part of the group, so we'll go down that road like we do with everybody else, but you can't handle it.
It's just something to get used to, that's all.
Poe's a guy who's not... This is the thing with Poe. He's not used to getting teased, because he's a guy that if you tease him, he probably at one point got teased and put his fist into somebody's face, and then the rest of the people said, don't tease this guy. So it's like, you know what I mean? He's a guy that's not used to it. People don't tease a guy who can just rip their heads off.
True.
So we're busting balls, but, he takes it literally.
No, I don't...
He knows we don't mean it.
I would never do that. I wouldn't smash...
No, I know that, but I'm saying that's why you... No, I'm not saying you would. What I'm saying is that's why you're not used to getting teased, though, because people were always afraid of that, so nobody would tease you. And it's like, you know what I mean? It's like all we do is tease each other and shit on each other. It's all, even when we're out eating, we just fucking rip each other. That's what we do.
I know.
Let's go to the phones and say hi to Big Papa. Big Papa, what's up?
Hey, guys.
Big Papa. Hey, man.
Oh, that was his phone.
That's it. Yeah, Big Papa's
his phone.
Stupid phone.
All right, how about Kevin in Chicago? Kevin, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
Oh, you got to turn your radio down. Come on.
Turn your radio down, mister.
Why would you listen to the radio and... whatever.
No, people don't
Yeah,
listen.
well, I'm
Dummies.
sorry. I'm sorry. But
That's
anyway,
right.
this is Kevin from Chicago. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sweetie.
Okay, that's
Now
good.
that we wasted 30 seconds, go, Kevin. This was supposed to be a 10-second call.
Okay, anyway, I just wanted to say the average listeners, that listen to you guys, everyone should know that Master Poe is a very disciplined type of guy and that he doesn't drink or do any type of drugs or anything. Then I just wanted to say that, he needs to suck it up, because me as being a black man, if I can listen to you guys show and laugh and, take the abuse that you guys dish out on race and everything, I think he should be able to handle this little bitty thing. It's something but a joke, you know what I'm saying?
You're crazy. You listen to this show?
We are awful.
We're horrid.
Yeah,
You're the one.
But you guys, you're awful, and you sometimes get racist as hell, but I love you guys, man.
Thank you, my brother.
You know what,
There goes Kevin from Chicago. Jim in North Carolina. Jim?
Yo.
What's up,
Yo.
Jim?
Yo,
Jim.
maybe a 12-step program for Paul. Seems maybe you touched a nerve with him.
I don't think he needs a 12-step program, my friend.
Sounds a little sad.
Yeah, it's not-
I don't know. I mean, everybody gets into trouble with booze once in a while.
There he is. Now he's laughing.
Poe's reaction is not one of being defensive about his alcoholism. He's just taking it too seriously that we're just kidding.
People are saying he's going to go John Rambo on us when we get back there.
Let's go to Jay.
It's over.
Hey, Jay.
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
It's not over till the bottle's empty. What's up, Jay? Morning,
Can you
Jay.
guys hear me?
Yes, we can, Jay.
So listen, first of all, I want to say I respect Opie very much for taking this to the table. I've noticed this Poe's lack of discipline and self-respect. Each time he has an incident, he goes off the handle. Exactly which martial arts did he train in, and where did he learn his discipline? I find it deplorable that this guy cannot control himself.
All right, before I go to that,
Sure.
I think I'll attend MAA, Martial Arts Alcohol Anonymous.
That's terrific. That's terrific.
In any case, Paul, you need to go back to school. I think you need to learn how to control yourself.
Is that audio of Master Poe driving home?
Oh,
yeah. Let's go to Oklahoma City. Mark, what's up?
Hey, guys. At the end of your conversation with Poe, say, now go get your fucking Stein box. Punching out.
Yeah, you say that when you have to go back to New York tomorrow.
All right, Poe, go chill out, will you?
All right, guys. Thanks. Bye.
Later, Poe. There he goes.
Have a good day, guys.
You too.
There he goes.
That's been an ongoing soap opera for the last few days because we've been making these drinking jokes about Master Poe.
But it's funny because, especially to us, because we know he doesn't drink.
That's the beauty of those goofs, is that he's just so straight-laced and stiff, and he doesn't drink. He checks everybody. All we do is say how he checks everybody's ID,
yeah,
and what a safety maniac he is, and he follows us to the bathroom, won't let us do anything for security reasons.
Right.
So that means he said this when he was stone sober.
O&A Party Rock!
Yeah. Which is even funny. Even funnier.
O&A Party Rock!
See, if that was me, I would go, hey,
I was drunk.
I was fucked up on hurricanes when I was at Mardi Gras. I would come up with an excuse. I wouldn't say, no, I was stone sober when I went out on the street and said this.
O&A Party Rock!
That's where
I love the O&A Party Rock.
That's where it stemmed from. I mean, how could you not
O&A Party Rock!
have fun with that clip and think the guy that did it was completely hammered at Mardi Gras? All right, let's get DeeDee in here to do the news. We're going to actually do real radio today.
Someone said that Poe laughing, it's the kind of laugh someone gives right before they crack your windpipe with a knife edge of his hand. That's funny.
Hi.
Hi.
Here she is, ladies and gentlemen, DeeDee.
That was a nice hello. Thank you, Norton.
Oh, you're welcome.
DeeDee brought in all sorts of stuff for us today.
Little goodies and tidbits that delve into her personality a little more.
Yeah.
Kind of
well,
cool.
you tell me to bring something, so I brought some stuff.
Yeah, well, she used to do her own radio show as Lisa Simpson.
On Hot 99.5 in D.C.
In D.C. Do we have a clip of DeeDee, a.k.a. Lisa Simpson, doing her radio show?
Hurry up and play it before we get a cease and desist.
Yeah, she talks about, Shepard Smith?
Yes.
Oh.
She has a thing for Shepard Smith, Anthony, during this break. Steve, if we could go to that tape.
A gun.
Oh. Washington's new #1 hit music station, Hot 99.5. Lisa Simpson, head into the hotlines. Who is this? Renee. Renee, can I ask you something? I have to talk about this. I have a problem. I have a little addiction here. Do you watch Fox News? Yeah. All right, I'm addicted to Shepard Smith. I don't know what it is. It's like when he does that little G-Block segment, and he gets so riled up. Hey, you know what? Whatever it takes to get me to watch the news.
Hey, how about that?
Go Shepard Smith. G-Block.
That G, letter G.
I wasn't even going there with that.
I didn't either.
Oh, God.
You're bad.
I'm going to be getting bad in this long hot streak next Lil Jon, Kelly Clarkson, Justin Timberlake, whatever you want right now. 1-877-99-5. Hot one. Hot streak being brought to you by AutoZone.
And there she goes, Lisa Simpson, a.k.a. DeeDee or whatever.
Your delivery, they're going to get hot with the name, with that voice and the name Lisa Simpson.
Right.
Kind of hard to get hot.
Hey,
you know?
And we're going to get bad with some Kelly Clarkson coming up.
Well, I was only doing my job.
And you were talking about your G-spot, it looks like.
Well,
the
she
G-block.
brought that up. I said G-Block.
Yeah, the G-block.
Because he does a segment called the G-Block.
You ever see Shepard Smith, Jimmy, on Fox News?
I know who he is. I don't remember what he looks like.
The guy that looks like a mannequin.
He does not. I don't know.
He looks like a mannequin.
He's really just pizzazz.
You really like him?
Yeah, he has a lot of energy.
Yeah, he's got energy.
He's very entertaining when he does the news.
As he steps on that gas pedal and runs over a colleague on a parking lot over a parking space and gets arrested.
Yeah,
freak.
One of many guys that trashed us when we were in trouble, and then you look into his past and go, whoops.
Wait, he trashed you guys?
Oh, my God.
Completely.
Who didn't?
Completely trashed us as, like, dirt bags because of the St. Pat's thing. But I must say, I've yet to have a mugshot taken there, Shep. I've seen yours for trying to run a woman over for a parking spot. What a douchebag he is.
I don't know whether to hate him or really respect him for that. That's just a dick. Yeah, I'm like Spot Broad.
Broad.
Hey, we got to back up just slightly because Stalker Patty wants on the program to tell everyone she has a sense of humor. Stalker Patty, what's up?
What's up? I just wanted to say I have a sense of humor. You just have to understand that it's only a show, and that's what Master Poe has to do. He can't take it seriously.
This is the beauty of this phone call. Master Poe, we're obviously, messing with. Stalker Patty, everything we say about you is the God's honest truth. We're not making jokes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, I wanted to say hi to
yeah.
Jenny.
Yeah.
It's the only way I'm
What?
going to meet her.
What?
It's the only way I'm going to meet her.
Meet
who?
DeeDee. I wanted to say hi.
Oh, God.
Could you turn your radio down in the background?
I think it's the
I don't have anything on. I'm outside.
Oh, my apologies.
No, we still have a slight delay on the phones for some reason today. I don't know why. But, yeah, DeeDee is going to pretty much take over for Stalker Patty on the program.
You're real funny. I found all my childhood pictures, by the way. I had to look for them, but I got them.
Oh, you did? You got to come up when we're back in New York and drop them off. Pictures of Patty from when she was living in the foster homes and the going to the fellowship.
Cute as a little
Hey,
kid.
Patty.
It was adorable.
Patty, where'd you find the pictures? Were they on unwantedburden.com?
No.
The Foundling
But some of them
Center.
are pretty
We
old.
hang out with
you
a
know?
collection of misfits.
Yep.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see her little pictures of the little orphan.
All right, you can bring those by tomorrow, I guess, Stalker Patty.
Still has the same
Sure.
feet she did back
I
then.
emailed Ben to tell him I was coming,
chicklets.
so I didn't hear back, but it takes a couple days for that anyway. So I'll see you all tomorrow
right.
then, okay? And I'll bring some
All you asses need to be on guard because we found DeeDee. We're finding all new people to replace all the old hacks from this radio program.
Old leeches.
So if you guys want to continue being a part of this program, you're going to have to try even harder.
Good point, Ope.
Including you, Stalker Patty. Most of our misfits have been just calling it in for years, Anthony.
That's it.
They just sit there and take in all the glory and the fame.
Riding on past glory.
Right, they don't try as hard anymore, and now we got this go-getter in studio, DeeDee.
Yeah.
That's going to make everyone look silly.
That's
right. Bye, Patty.
All right. Well, it's nice meeting you, DeeDee.
Ooh,
Have
DeeDee,
a
do you
great
like
day.
Patty? Wait, do you like Stalker Patty?
I just said bye. I was being nice.
Nah, that was a little more than nice.
No, there was something going on in that voice.
That was a sorry
All right.
scumbag type of bye, Patty.
Stalker Patty, Stalker Patty, what do you want to say to DeeDee?
Hi. What a pleasure to meet you. Hello.
Pleasure to meet you, too.
Not really, though, right? No. Look, if she's out of the picture, you get a lot more airtime.
Okay.
I just want to let you know that right now.
Bye, Patty.
See,
I know how this game works.
Pit them against each other.
You hear that? They're funny, aren't they?
Yeah.
You ever call?
Patty, you
Yeah,
should
you're
listen to the
great,
show a
DeeDee.
little
I
closer
enjoy
because we're starting to obsess over DeeDee here. We think she could bring us some great radio in the future.
I listen to all the replays because I got to work during the show during the weeks, and I've been enjoying it. I love it when you go to Washington.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
We got this bit we want you to do. We want you to read out of a porn magazine.
Okay.
Also, Anthony.
You know what? I got whipped. I might as well do that.
Really?
Sure.
Wait, I think I got.
I'm a team player.
I think I got a hustler in my bag.
Oh, what a lucky coincidence, Ope.
Oh my God, Jay!
Swank in the control room.
Hustler and swank.
Patty's laugh is only slightly less believable than Poe's, and
Poe needs.
we ought to put.
Poe needs a spanking from DeeDee.
Someone
needs to lighten
suggesting
up.
I'll come to New York and spank him. Sure, I'll bring my whip.
Someone's suggesting we put a hiccup at the end of O&A Party Rock. a drunken hiccup. That would be funny.
That would be great.
No,
Steve on that.
All right, Ben's going to find some stuff that he can read out of Swank and Hustler, okay?
Swank.
Also,
Don't tell my mom about that.
Oh,
we're calling your mom about something else today.
Yeah.
Remember we were talking about Jim Norton and his problems with prostitutes?
Right,
well, Jim Norton's mom listens to the program, and Jim Norton's mom left a message on his voicemail.
Oh.
And it's a great, great voicemail. We've played it a million times, and we're going to play it for your mom today.
I'm sure she'll look forward to that.
You know, one mother maybe giving, Jim advice.
My mom's good with that.
All right?
See,
and
that
also,
would be good.
Also, really fast, you brought in some newspaper clippings. We got to get this on the website as well. Way back in the day, you won like a Amy Carter lookalike contest or something?
Yeah.
Amy Carter lookalike.
Have you seen this?
No.
It was in the newspaper.
Yeah.
What paper is that?
It was an AP photo, so it went out all over.
Oh, wow.
That one's the Detroit one that he has in his hand. That was probably Sun-Times or something in Chicago.
Wow.
Yeah, I got to work with Barbara Eden at the Chicago Auto Show, waving to people in a miniature Dodge.
You were in a little car, and you looked like Amy Carter.
Yeah.
And you would wave to me.
Hi.
She looks exactly like Amy Carter
You
in this
hear
photo.
A weird coincidence? Around the same year, Ben's liver won a Billy Carter's liver lookalike contest.
Look at Ben. Ben shakes his head, doesn't even look at Jimmy, and just makes this disgusted face.
The alcohol is just seeping through his hair right now as we speak.
Billy Carter just called and said, I'm ruining his reputation.
Ben's the only one that sweats alcohol that I know. Anyway, there's a picture that says, this Amy doesn't need the Secret Service. What's the next best thing to being someone famous? Why? Looking like someone famous. That's how Deanna of Joliet feels anyway. Deanna is a dead ringer for Amy Carter, the president's daughter, and that's why she had photographers flocking around her at the opening of...
Photographers
flocking around her at the opening of the Chicago Automobile Show this past weekend. So that's your claim to fame when you were younger. You look just like Amy Carter.
Yeah.
Wow, man. And I hear tell that you actually had a correspondence with Amy Carter?
Yes, we used to correspond. We used to get postcards from her. I'll
Really?
bring some of those in next
That's cool.
time you guys are here.
What did they say? Like,
Just, hi, I'm glad you're my friend. It's fun living in the White House, stuff like that.
fun living in the
Wow,
White
that's
House.
cool.
Yeah.
I'm sure that you think, were they handwritten?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Oh, look at that.
Very nice.
Take good care of those things?
Yeah, it would be cool to see what she looks like now, but...
Yeah.
How old is she?
How old is Amy Carter?
Well, she's a year older than me.
Oh, okay.
Well, how old are you?
Upper 30s, I
36,
think, right?
37.
Yeah.
I'm 36.
Young upper 30s.
I guarantee you're hotter than the present-day Amy Carter, DeeDee.
Okay, thank you.
Let's say hi to Mike as we get to know DeeDee a little more, because she's
Mike.
going to be taking
Oh,
the place of
DeeDee,
someone on this program.
DeeDee, sweetheart, you have got the most ultimate voice. I got my MiFi, and I had you last night listening to you.
I'm
Oh, my God, you're incredible. You guys got to put her on all the time. If you're really going to get a newscaster, she's got to be your newscaster.
Well, I think she's going to be a part of the program. She really impressed us yesterday.
Oh, you guys, I'm telling you, that was one of the best bits I heard yesterday. Oh, God, I can't even tell you how
Look
good
at
that
this
was.
guy. It's like Pat O'Brien. He's in a frenzy.
Yeah, Rich in Connecticut. What's up, Rich?
Hey, how you doing? Hi,
Good. We're hanging with DeeDee again today.
Hi, Rich.
Hi.
We were just wondering, because the entire crew is obsessed with DeeDee now, if she ever experimented with women in college or on the side, seeing how she's a little bit freaky.
No woman. I
No,
never
no.
say never, right?
Oh, you're open to anything, right?
No, but, never say never. That's what
Right.
my mom always says.
Wow, I'm sorry she didn't mean that.
I don't think she was talking about, like, licking pussy. When she
Yeah.
All
right.
Like
Opie.
DeeDee's mom said, I'm all about the cock.
Oh, my God.
Jesus.
No women.
You're confusing your mom's advice for some naughty things.
No women.
All right, well, DeeDee's in studio again today, Anthony.
Yes.
And she's going to do the news for us. Do we have the teletype, or are we just going to go to the news with DeeDee? And those guys are working hard. They're looking through the pornos to get some really, really saucy stuff for you to read.
See you with this
saucy.
muffle shirt.
Oh, is that turning you on a bit?
Well, the tattoos he wants everybody to see, obviously.
Very cozy.
Well, Steve, get in here.
Oh, God.
DeeDee is, like, getting all turned on by Martini Steve's
I like
tattoos.
Tattoos are cool.
Yeah.
What do you think, DeeDee?
They're interesting.
Yeah, Steve's showing off some ink today.
No,
He's completely sleeveless.
This is lack of clothes. I ran out of clothes as of last night.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, this is it for me.
We're here for 2 days.
Yeah,
how did you run out of clothes?
Yes.
I worked out for 2 days?
I actually packed for 3 days, but I've worked out twice and sweated up 2 different outfits.
Oh,
so.
wow.
Steve and I worked out after the show yesterday, Anthony, and the gym has like the heaviest weights are 25-pound, dumbbells, whatever.
Geeks,
Oh, it was awful. So you have to do like 50 reps to get any kind of workout.
You really have to do like 50, 60 reps to feel it. So you wind up just working up this.
It's
huge...
a geek gym. That's why everyone here is like electronic geeks.
I know.
They're there shaking, trying to pick up the 10-pound weights.
Look, obviously I'm no muscle man, but I like to, try to, stay in shape on the road. And I'm looking at this like, how are we ever going to get a workout? And Steve's like, well, we'll just do 50 or 60 reps of each exercise.
Well, yeah, but we did. But then the push-ups afterwards.
Yeah,
that was killer.
That was killer. So anyway, DeeDee,
did you both do push-ups at the same time?
Yeah.
Cool.
Why?
Men.
Yeah, just making sure that one wasn't lying on his stomach while the other one was over him doing push-ups.
So you like the tattoos there, DeeDee, huh?
Sure, they're creative. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
All right. Are we ready for the news?
Nice colors.
Are we?
Yeah, why don't we hit the news bed? And now with the news, it's DeeDee live from Washington, D.C.
Okay, this is bigger than the Schiavo case. American Idol.
Anthony's a huge American Idol fan,
Are you
by the way.
really?
I missed a little bit of it last night, though.
Well, you're going to get to see it all over again tonight because they put the wrong numbers under some of the contestants.
Oh, and they have a solution to this now?
Yeah, they're going to redo it tonight, and then we get a vote, and then they'll let us know tomorrow.
Oh, look at that. They're stringing us along an extra day
Yeah.
for this week, those
Who do you
bastards. I don't really care.
I like the blonde bimbo from the middle of nowhere, the farmer's daughter.
The country girl kind of like?
Yeah, I like her, too.
Yeah.
I like Bo. Bo's awesome.
Who's Bo?
The rocker dude with the long hair.
Oh, yeah, the rocker dude. There's 2 rocker dudes in
The
there.
one with the long blonde hair.
One that's not bad. He's got a pretty good voice and his stage presence and stuff. And then that Constantine jackoff who's like a wannabe.
No, I don't like him. I like the Bo guy, the cute one.
That is awful.
So you're still watching American Idol? Like I said, I gave up after the auditions or whatever. When they were, picking the first people to go on.
I got back to the room a little late last night. We were all out partying, so I only caught half of it. I was in it. 8:30 I walked into the hotel room, so after 3 glasses of wine, woo! I was like Poe. I was just ripped. Jesus.
Yeah, I want Bo to win. So, okay, in Florida, Schiavo, they're a little bit distraught. So all their friends, and they're saying all the people that, the judges and everything that decided not to reinsert that thing.
Yeah.
That's called a feeding tube.
The feeding tube. I got distracted. They're calling
Pat O'Brien's cock?
Yeah, his cock. No, they're calling them all tyrants, the judges tyrants, because they don't agree with it. And,
really?
Yeah.
Well, the feeding tube stays out, right?
Stays out.
Speak?
The judges have
But
rules.
that's what her husband says that's what she wants, so, that's what she wants.
I don't know if I believe the husband 100%.
Why?
Yeah. He's got his motives.
He just wants to move on with his life. He's got a new chick that he wants to marry, or right? They're just engaged or whatever. Cause he can't really marry her until
a lot of that lawsuit money, going to keep her alive.
I think she should die.
I think I wouldn't want to live like that. I'm saying it now in case you can't find me. Well, kill me.
And what was that T-shirt, Anthony, you were talking about that was on?
Oh, it said, "The hell with Terri Schiavo."
Let's stop feeding.
Yes, stop feeding.
Kirstie Alley.
Kirstie Alley. That was it.
God.
That's a T-shirt that's becoming very popular. Yeah.
Actually, that's kind of funny.
Yeah, it's right up there with bullshirt.
Bullshirt. It's a shirt.
And did you hear about the guy, the golf coach in Florida?
The golf?
The golf, golf.
Oh, G-O-U-F?
G-O-L.
L. There's an L in there. How can you say it?
Golf. Because it's my accent
say it
from
golf
Chicago.
without the L.
Golf.
Golf.
This was given to me by the links of St. Andrews. They invented the game, called it golf without the L.
I am from Chicago. I can't help it. That's how my mom talks.
All right, can you say that word again, please?
You're playing golf today, Spalding.
Okay.
Can't wait to meet
Golf.
Spalding.
Golf?
Golf.
Golf.
Golf without the L.
Oh, he's getting mad at something. Okay, golf. What?
Golf.
He keeps looking. Okay. So the golf coach spied on some female students from a gym ceiling perch. So he got caught doing that.
Who, the guy in the ceiling?
The golf coach got caught looking into the girls' locker room.
Where was he?
Wow, that rocks.
He put like a little thing in the ceiling into their locker room.
Put a peephole in the ceiling, right?
Yeah, in Florida.
You know that.
So he's gonna.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
Well, it just brought back a memory. We've talked about it on the show a bunch of times. There was a gym teacher in my high school, and in his office, behind the corkboard, there was a hole into the ladies' locker room.
And he used to just peer in there?
We all did.
Nice.
No, you didn't.
I swear to you. Someone discovered this thing, so we would we were like gym helpers or something. I forgot exactly. I forgot what it was because we were all on on the basketball team and stuff. So we actually helped with gym and stuff. So we were able to hang out in this office whenever we wanted. So what we would do when we would have free periods, we would lock the door. This was the best thing that ever happened to me in high school. I'm telling you, it was unbelievable. And then I got to see all the girls that we thought were hot completely naked in the locker room.
That's great.
Completely naked, showering, coming out of the showers.
That's terrific.
That would be scary if that.
I don't think the gym teacher retired many years ago, and I don't think he ever got caught. It was amazing. It was just one of those things that we knew about, and it was behind the corkboard. So you lock the door, take the corkboard down, and you just had the best view.
Well, this guy
for an hour straight or whatever, 45 minutes during that period.
How big was the hole? Just a teeny little hole, right?
Just enough that you wouldn't be. I don't think you would be able to tell from the other side. No. It was unbelievable.
That's scary.
So the same.
He's going to be suspended.
So the same thing happened with this golf coach.
Yep. He had a perch in the ceiling, in the gym ceiling, and looked right in. He wanted to look for. I guess he had something for one of his fellow teachers, but he was looking at 11 and 13-year-olds.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Not cool.
Well, that's
not cool. And
hot, but not cool.
Guess who's pregnant?
Demi Moore?
No, she hasn't announced that yet. So
Britney Spears?
No, Punky Brewster.
Oh,
Slay
Punky
Moo
Brewster.
Fry.
Wow,
she's expecting in August.
Who's the daddy?
He's the producer of Punk'd. It's Jason Goldberg.
That's all the news you got?
And then...
Punk knocked up Punky Brewster?
You want me to talk about Minnesota?
Oh, that kind of worked out nicely.
Well, the Minnesota story is very sad. Another school shooting. The observation Anthony and I made is that, when Columbine happened, it was around-the-clock coverage. And because this is Minnesota and it was
Indians.
And it was Indians, you're not getting as much coverage about it.
All the newscasters are drunk in that area.
Is that where Master Poe is originally from?
Oh.
A bunch of Redskins that got
That's not nice. They're
shot.
Indians. They're American Native Indians.
No, Indians are the ones that drive the cabs.
Yeah.
Those are Indians.
No, that's India.
These are Redskins, they call them. They go... And one of them took I guess a bow and arrow and shot a bunch of people with a bow and arrow. Is that true?
And then scalped them?
No, okay, that's not nice to make fun of them being.
No, why did you do it? And you go, they kill off buffalo.
Oh God!
And you had like a bit. No,
we don't. We know it's not nice. We're just trying to get the details of the story. You're the news person. We're just the goofy guys that are trying to get the facts.
Didn't he shoot people because his father had been seen crying on the road looking at garbage?
No, they're investigating that right now. They're investigating, and they said they're puzzled over why the 16-year-old boy killed all them. They don't know.
How old was he?
Puzzled. He's 16.
16?
Yeah, that's sad.
Troubled.
Yeah, and you know what? I know he was teased. I do know that. So there you go. Don't tease.
Really?
There you go. Don't tease.
Don't tease.
Don't tease Poe. You never know what he might do.
Get shot.
Yeah, he might come in there.
But everyone teases. This is just an isolated incident. There was more than teasing going on here. I was walking around the XM compound yesterday, doing lunch and stuff, and people were teasing others that work here.
Yeah.
Yeah, after that, they all looked
This is just like an overgrown high school here.
Yeah, it is, because when all day, somebody came up to me and said, what's this color on the name tag? And I said, green, and they're like, thank you, because my safe word is green.
Oh, there you go.
So I got
it all day. I guess a bunch of people heard you on the show yesterday.
Yeah, I got a lot of looks.
Was it the parents' fault? Because I think his name was Dick Like Hummingbird.
Oh, God.
Yeah?
No,
so
it wasn't
he was
the
teased
parents.
about that or something?
Maybe, I don't know. There's not a lot. They're still puzzled and they're looking into it.
Wasn't he into
still.
white supremacist literature and stuff like that? Like all that far-right, like Nazi literature?
Yeah, that's what I heard. He was into Nazism and...
Where do you guys get your sources?
He admired...
Let me look at your website.
He admired Hitler.
Yeah, he definitely admired Hitler,
Yeah.
which is a little strange because Hitler would have ran him over
What's
for a cup of
strange
coffee.
about that?
Hitler would have.
So you look back at history and admire a man. That
Yeah, hard
is in
worker,
history.
Ope.
But how do you admire Hitler? Hitler wouldn't have admired this kid. He would have ran him over.
Nah, I don't know if American Indians were on Hitler's radar. He didn't care about him. They weren't threat to his
I
new
think he
world
was a
order.
little busy with Europe, but if he was
Yeah.
over here, I think they'd be the ones that were kind of knocked off. They're not quite Aryan.
I don't know. Even the Klan doesn't hate American Indians because I think the Klan's view is, well, they were here before anybody was, so you can't hate them.
Really?
That's what I've told. I don't know. I'm not a Klansman.
You know a lot about the Klan there, Jimmy.
I'm just telling you what I saw in Steve's room in one of the books.
Oh.
It's not that I'm a Klansman. I just like the way they dress.
Oh, my God.
And that's the news with DeeDee?
Yeah, I'll have more news on Michael later.
Ooh.
Or do you want me to do it now?
Well, that would mean you're coming back in the studio.
Sure.
Yeah. She's feeling very.
I'm letting Patty know I want more airtime.
She's feeling very
Teasing
confident.
the news.
She's feeling very confident. She's not asking to come
coming.
back. She's telling us she'll be
Yeah.
back with Michael Jackson.
It's my dominant side. I don't know.
All right, and you'll collect some more stories?
Sure.
We want to do our news differently on this program. Every time you do a newscast, it's got to be like different stories.
Yep.
All right?
Okay, so I'll do Michael Jackson.
Well, you didn't talk about Barry Bonds.
It's not. You look at. This is where I got it from. Our sources.
What is the sources?
Sources.
You know what's going on with Barry Bonds if you want to be a news girl?
Isn't he a baseball guy? I don't know.
Well, he's a baseball guy, and he's threatening retirement. And some people are thinking that
because of the steroid thing.
Well, that's what some people are starting to say because he's had knee surgery in the off season, and I think he's had three knee surgeries at this point, and he's sick of how the media is treating him and his family. And Kevin Straley pointed out something, like he had a press conference talking about how sick he is as far as the media goes and how it's affecting his family.
Yeah.
And then the cameras pan over to his 13-year-old, and the kid is pretty distraught.
Yeah.
But
He
you
was?
got to think, if you're a father, why are you bringing your kid to the press conference to talk about how the media is affecting your family?
To try to get some sympathy?
Yeah. And a lot of people starting to think, well, maybe he's hinting at retirement because, he could go away from baseball and have his reputation intact.
Doesn't have to take those tests.
Because why would you even, talk about retiring from baseball when you're only, 42 homers away from the record?
Yeah.
And this is
one season.
This is, not 42, 52. This is the record. This is the number one record in sports.
Yes.
The all-time home run leader. It doesn't get any bigger than that. And he's
That's
so
the big one.
He's so close, and he's talking about retiring. So you got to wonder what's the real story here.
He's just teasing. He's not going to really do it.
Probably not. But now he's saying, I don't know if I'm going to play this year. We'll see. I don't know if my knee's going to be healthy enough. I don't know if I want to deal with the media anymore.
That might be 2 seasons for Bonds if he has a few injuries, a portion of one full one and then a piece of the way into the next one. He might, go 35, 40 home runs one year.
Well, it's a no-brainer that he could, break this record. So, why would he talk about retirement unless there's another story here?
I think steroids has something to do with it.
Well, look, and they show a picture of him when he signed with the Pirates way back in the day, or in '92. So I guess he was already signed. Look at the difference in his head. His head is twice the size as it was back in 1992. How does your skull get that much bigger in 12, 13 years?
Fat head.
Ben's on the steroids.
Shut up.
All right. Well, thank you, DeeDee.
I'll get new stories.
All right. You get some more stories, and we'll go to you in about an hour, 45 minutes or so.
Whatever you want.
All right. It's DeeDee, everyone.
And, yeah.
And what?
And I'll read, too, out of that.
Oh, yeah. You're picking out passages from Hustler and... All right, good. Why don't we take a break? We'll regroup. We'll continue with the Opie and Anthony Show live from Washington, D.C.
Wednesday.
Oh my God.
B-double-O-B. Boom.
There's a lovely young lady showing her breasts.
Food. Food. Get naked. Chuck 'em.
Girls all over the country flashing their lovely boobs.
Guess how many boob nights are there?
Can? I don't have those.
You are spectacular.
What makes bad kids bad? What makes them do the things they do?
Here it comes.
Live.
Wow. That's right.
From Cracktown, USA.
It's a joke.
Deep in the heart of Washington, D.C. It's the Opie and Anthony Show.
Quote, drive safely. Unquote. Isn't that lovely?
Let's make a party out of it.
Opie and Anthony Show.
Let's go to the phones and talk to John. John, what do you have for the program today?
Morning, you stud. You too, sugar tit. Hey, very, hello. Hello.
Go ahead, John.
Yeah.
John, go ahead.
Fun. He's sitting at the house going to whine and trying to figure out he's going to get the rest of these home runs and worried about if they're going to catch him on steroids again.
Well, that's what I'm starting to think. I mean, there seems to be something going on there that he's threatening retirement, only 52 homers away from the record.
Yeah, he wouldn't do that unless he had a reason.
And you're saying that he can't beat the record without the steroids, huh?
Oh, hell no. Why would a man that's supposed to be able to do all this stuff come up with excuses that, oh, my knee and my family?
Could you see him come back and then all of a sudden he sucks? He can't hit near as many home runs. People will be saying, wow, well, that goes to show you.
You can blame it on the knee injury, though. He had knee surgery. You could say, look, I just didn't come back from this surgery.
Yeah.
Well,
sure. Yeah.
Right. We do have audio clips of Barry Bonds that we forgot to go to. We got to thank ESPN for helping us out today. Here's Barry Bonds talking about the controversy, the latest controversy with him.
I don't have anything. I don't mean anything. I just tired, guys. I'm really tired. You wanted me to jump off the bridge. I finally have jumped. You wanted to bring me down. You finally have brought me and my family down. You've finally done it.
That's such bullshit.
Brought him down? What?
Well,
jump off a bridge? What?
Well, because they've been, asking him the steroid question for many years now, and it's finally gotten to him and his family. You wanted me to jump off the bridge? Well, I'm going to jump off that bridge
jumped.
now. Huh? Like his life is so tough. More clips? Let's go to another one from ESPN.
Right now, I'm just going to try to rehab myself back to hopefully next season, hopefully middle of the season. I don't know. Right now, I'm just going to take things slow, and I feel bad for the guys because I want to be out there for them, but I don't know.
I don't know. See, he's hinting at retirement.
Yep.
He's hinting.
I'm really tired. I really don't have much to say anymore. My son and I are just going to enjoy our lives. My family's tired. Just tired. I'm tired. You guys wanted to hurt me bad enough. You finally got there.
He sounds like Bancini from Cuckoo's Nest. Bancini, I'm tired. Bancini, old horse. Tired.
They finally got to him. It's part of the. I don't know. It's part of your job. The media's going to attack you.
They've never liked him, by the way. The sports writers are a bunch of fucking babies. If the guy won't talk, like Eddie Murray would never talk to the media, and so they'll write bad shit about him. He's one of the best sluggers ever, and because they don't like him, they're going to trash him.
Well, it's just it's part of the job. It's part of what you signed up for. Is it that tough to deal with the media?
No, but in fairness,
you can't take that crap seriously.
I know, but the media, part of their job is to report accurately, regardless of personal feelings, and they don't live up to that part of the bar.
And I lived through that, but did it affect us personally?
Yes.
Maybe a little bit at first until you understand the game.
Imagine on a daily basis for years and years and years they're just hammering you with bullshit. I could see him getting a little pissed off about that.
As he's reading these articles in his his mansion, it's a tough life, I gotta tell you. Very tough. Very tough for his family. His family never has to worry about anything. I guess it would be tough, Anthony.
Maybe his family's tired from counting all the cars.
Yeah, that could be rough, right?
Counting the cars, counting the cash, having your son go to the best schools possible. Yeah, it's a tough life, I gotta tell you. I'm with him now.
We'll try and let myself heal. I'm 40 years old. I'm not 20, 30. I got a lot of work to do to try to get back for these guys.
So that's the latest on Barry Bonds.
Get back for these guys. How about for the record? Just say you want the record.
Yeah,
of course he does.
Bravo on that, by the way, because I was reading an article on the way down here. LeBron James, who some people are going to say he's going to be even better than Michael Jordan. He scored 56 points the other night, and they asked him about it because it's his personal best so far. And he's like, I don't pay attention to records. It's all about the team.
Yeah.
And just like you said, I would love to see one of these guys just go, yeah, wow, 56 points. I was just, I couldn't be happier scoring 56 points.
Yeah.
But, all these guys, it's all about the team and stuff. That's what they're saying because that's what the coaches and everyone wants them to say. But come on. It was your day in the sun, man. You scored 56 points. He's like, it didn't mean much because we lost the game. Oh, really? Really?
It's all about the Benjamins.
Mm-hmm. And the same thing with, Barry Bonds. It would be nice to say, I want to get back because I want to break that record.
Well, Piazza has kind of said he wanted to go down as the best hitting catcher of all time, or wanted some record, and they trash him for that, too. How selfish you should be playing first base. You can't win sometimes, too. Even if you are honest, they just trash you for that, too, so.
Lousy
They're
reporters.
just scumbags. Yeah, they really are. They're just scumbags. That's why I like Parcells, because they really are afraid of him, because he's just nasty to them.
Yeah.
And he doesn't, they can write whatever they want, and he just embarrasses them in front of their peers.
He really is an obnoxious man.
That's a stupid question. Do you know how stupid that sounds?
That's great.
Next.
Absolutely. Next,
idiot.
It's hard to have sympathy for someone like Barry Bonds when, someone is coming up with a good point. I'll let him make it here. Jim in Kentucky. Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah. Hey, these guys are living these guys are living their dream. The kids that are watching these major league players, baseball, football, whatever, they're living their dream here. They're is it for the love of the game or for the money? It's like if Barry Bonds wants to break the home run record, then damn it, do it. If you love the game so much, do it.
Well, it's hard to have sympathy for these guys when, he's living pretty much every kid's dream, meaning all of us growing up wanted, not all of us, but a big percentage of us wanted to be, in sports or something, a Major League Baseball player. We're all like 8, 9 years old, and someone asks us, what do you want to be when you grow up? Well, I want to be a professional baseball player.
Exactly.
And then you end up working in a garage for the rest of your life, but... bagging groceries. But everyone started out with that dream. What do you want to be, Johnny?
Yeah.
I want to be an astronaut.
That's right.
Fast forward, he's 30 years old, working at the deli, living in his parents' basement,
I wanted to be an astronaut. That was my whole thing. I really wanted to be an astronaut, and I ended up, knocking tin. I ended up installing air conditioners. Oh, astronaut, air conditioner installer. There's a lot of room there in between that.
They both start with A.
I was convinced I was going to be a professional basketball player.
Really?
That's all I did growing up is play basketball almost 24 hours a day. I would practice. I was one of those kids. I was practicing 12 hours a day. Went to all the basketball camps. I
used to astronaut all the time when I was a kid.
My dad installed lights so I could shoot, baskets when it got dark out. I was obsessed with basketball. And people started telling me early on, look, dude, you're really good, but you're not growing. Are you watching the NBA on TV? These guys are not, at the time I was 5'2" in 10th grade. And then I was
white
5'2"?
5'2", 91 pounds in 10th grade. Then I was 5'6", and then I made it up to 5'10" as a senior, and I was good, but they're like, look, dude, these guys are 6'4" in the NBA. Why don't you take all that effort that you're applying to basketball and maybe, become a runner or something else.
They used to take your team to Wine Dance or Roosevelt.
Oh, yeah.
Play against the men that were on those high school teams.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Roosevelt, Long Island. There's convicts playing on their team.
No joke. It was Amityville, Wine Dance, Malvern, I think, was the hot spot.
All the garden spots of Long Island.
I was on the basketball teams, and we had to have armed guards on our bus, leave our high school, go to Malvern to play. You would walk into this gym, and you were scared for your life. The whole place was just black. And when you lived where we did, where you didn't see many black people, it was very intimidating. And the town had a curfew. The town had a curfew. It was so ugly back then.
Walk into a cell block instead of a gymnasium. They were all rattling the bars around the court, and you're looking up.
We had armed guards from the time we pulled up in front of the high school and the time we got back to our high school, basically.
Did you win those games?
Hell no. We got our asses handed to us because, like Anthony said, these kids looked like they were in their mid-20s. It's like what the hell's in the water?
They had beards.
Oh yeah, they all were just animals, absolute animals.
They had to be left back 5 or 6 times.
These guys are slam dunking like LeBron James, no problem, and we're just white kids thinking we're really good at our sport until we got the wake up call. And I tell the story. The black kids on our team that would walk around our high school like they were badasses and they would dress ghetto and all that. So what we would go to these other high schools and we would kind of hide behind them thinking they could be our interpreters, so to speak, and get us through this. Even they were scared for their lives.
Of course.
It turns out they were fake black kids.
Right.
They were posers.
I had 5 black kids in my entire high school when I went to John Glenn High School. John Glenn, see, an astronaut.
Oh, wow. Where was this? In the town of Utopia?
It was wonderful East Northport. Cool. Yeah, New York, Long Island. And, 5. 5, and everyone knew them, you know. It was, there's one of the black kids, you know. So, going to a school like in Amityville or something like that.
It was just a horror show.
A lot different.
It really was.
Different.
The intimidation.
Life.
I remember, covering a guy on the other team that was as dark as Mickey Rivers, man. I'm like,
Jesus.
Probably 3 years older.
It was just like, what am I doing trying to play this sport?
In high school, I tried to be like a white homeboy my last year, and I remember it was just, I'm embarrassed I talked about it.
You went that route?
Just awful, but it was new back then. You didn't, it was like a newer.
You were a wigger.
And then it was like 85 or something.
Oh, Jimmy.
I'm awful enough as a white guy.
Were you talking all
a little
jive
bit? I can't.
Trying? Are there pictures of you dressed like in maybe a ghetto attire?
I wish I didn't even bring it up. I'm
no, you brought it up.
There's very few things that really embarrass me in life.
That is one
that's worse to me than that tranny story. That is worse.
Of course.
Well, let's get into this a little bit. What would you wear?
I had
how to wear the
hats.
outfit. The what?
Kango hats.
Kango?
Oh, they're they're actually like.
I don't even know.
It's a fashion that's been hijacked by hip hop. It was like a British golfing hat and gentlemen's wear hat and.
Boss was wearing them for a while.
They're not bad hats, but that was awful, dude.
And baggy clothes. And would you try to talk
Yeah,
come on, be honest. You were trying to talk
a little bit, but
that.
More when I was drunk than sober.
Man, were you like, I can't even look
I will
at you.
say it didn't last that long. It probably was like a year. It wasn't like a
really?
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
My fat laces and my Adidas. Oh. What a creep. What a fraud.
Oh, did you have like a way to shake your friend's hands? Was it all jive?
I don't think so. I don't remember if it was jive.
Were you listening to hip hop and?
Yeah, I liked it. But again, it wasn't as anti-white back then. Back when, it was after Run DMC. It was like Big Daddy Kane was very popular back then, and Just Ice. It was like, it was kind of a weird time. But yeah, it was very embarrassing.
Ghetto Boys and NWA, Eazy-E, and all those. Those are great. I loved it. That violence that would come out of that music.
It was before that stuff.
Fantastic. Yeah, that what you were talking about earlier. Oh, jeez. Did you break dance at all?
No, I couldn't. Although I remember my dumb white friends wanted to start like a breakdance crew.
Oh!
It was after breaking came out.
By yourself, the Lords?
Yeah.
They wanted to start a crew, huh?
My friend Joe and his brother.
Yeah.
They were Italian, but they were nice guys.
Oh, did they have big boom boxes?
Yeah, and Joe could pop lock better than us because we were all white guys. Yeah. But he was just he had an ape body. He's an Italian kid. He now lives in Florida, and he had a body like an ape. Just a dumb ape whose his lips would always blister during the summer, and he would try to pop lock. What a collection of assholes I grew up with.
Oh, well, I'm sure no photoshopping will be done of this subject.
No, I'm sure. Believe me, as soon as I mentioned it, this is one of those
Jimmy's
things.
Spinning on his head.
No, I didn't know. I would tell you, I didn't try to dance. That was one thing I didn't do. No, I couldn't. Even in my drunkenness.
What were you all with your friends like? Hey, what's up? What's up? Yo, what's up? What's up? Give each other the hug. Yo, what's up?
I don't know if the hug was popular yet.
No,
again, this is '85. I was class of '86. So
the kids all hug now.
Yeah, I don't know if we did.
Me and my friends, we didn't hug.
I don't think we did either.
There was no hugging. You get out of the 40 Econoline van with Molly Hatchet blasting. You see your friend, you don't hug.
No, I don't think the hug was popular back then either.
Save it up for Krager rims. There you go.
Big tough white kid I was. I remember I had this boombox, and I was playing, I think, rap out of it or something. And these black kids were there, and they told me they were from the projects. And I remember I found an excuse to walk away. Then I went home and put my boombox away so they would beat me up and take it.
Ah, you faggot.
Oh, suburban douchebag. Ugh.
Actually, you were being very cautious.
I went to the projects one time to buy crack.
Stop it.
Yeah, I did. I smoked crack a few times, and I remember I went into the projects to buy it, and the kid's like, yeah, man, come on upstairs. Like, he tried to take me up into the building, and I look back in hindsight, and I realized this guy was going to crack my head open and rob me.
Of course he was.
And I got so lucky that my friend Rodney walked in the first door.
Hey, Jimmy, what are you doing? He's going to beat you up. Come on out of here. What are you, insane?
No, my one friend walked in and I think called me down. I think I was about to get robbed.
You were going?
Yeah, I was up. I was already up the first landing, and you walk up like.
What did he say? Hey, asshole, get down here.
No, I forget. I was kind of drunk.
Wow, what a dope. Wow, that could have really. He could have really injured you.
Yeah, believe me, they could be fighting for me right now on the news. Our son in the Kango doesn't talk. He just smiles stupidly. He took a pipe to the back of the head in 1984. We just want to pull the tooth.
And wait a year for him to wither away. He can live off his own tits.
Yo, man, don't pull the plug, man.
Yeah, yo, man, what's up with that? Show me some love. Oh, Jimmy, that's cute.
They would pull the feeding tube and spray it all over your chest as your last wish.
I remember I used to have this fur hat. I had like a fur pimp Kango.
Oh.
It was shaped like a bell, and the first time I ever had sex, I was wearing it. I was too embarrassed to take it off.
Isn't that the same hat that little Jessica that disappeared in Florida is wearing in her pictures? It's a furry pink Kango hat shaped like a bell.
No, it wasn't pink. It was burgundy.
Oh, burgundy?
Yeah.
Same hat though, right?
I didn't see the one that she was wearing.
Oh, it's cute as a
same
butt.
color, by the way. Burgundy. Ugh.
Yeah, it was atrocious.
Oh, what are you, a pimp?
I was just no. I was a complete dork.
Jim Norton's a pimp.
He never got it off Santino.
Oh, that is a horrible image. You old ghetto.
Oh, I was
walking around with your dopey Italian friends.
Oh, dude, it was just horrible. And the other black kids were embarrassed by me. Like, they didn't want to hang out with me. I was
Of course not.
You hear me just say the other black kids? How
The
I just
other
got into
black
that
kids,
mindset?
yeah, you tried to be one of them.
But I had to go to New Brunswick for something, so I was trying to walk with these black kids so I wouldn't get the shit beat out of me. And they was kind of like walking ahead and hopping the fence real fast to kind of like, get away from me because I was an embarrassment.
Of course.
I had glasses.
Seen with the little white with glasses.
I was atrocious.
Can't even look at you.
As you shouldn't. As you shouldn't.
All right, we got to get into the Pat O'Brien story. We had a lot of fun yesterday with this, and there's breaking news on the Pat O'Brien scandal.
It just keeps getting worse for this guy. It just keeps getting worse.
Well, yesterday we played the audio of his messages that he left for some girl he wants to bang.
Some girl around the office. He worked himself up into a tizzy with this girl and left messages on her machine, and they were very sexually explicit, very demanding. A lot of things that Pat wanted to do to this girl, and he wanted to involve this girl Betsy, which is O'Brien's girlfriend, but apparently O'Brien's married with children. But
wait. So just like we thought, Betsy is not his wife?
No, his wife's name is Linda.
All right, so
he has one child with his wife, Linda.
Okay, got it.
And he has taken Betsy out with him in public to many events over the past few months.
So he's banging Betsy.
Maybe something's going on with his wife there.
So he's got a wife, he's got Betsy, and then he wants to involve this third girl.
This mystery girl that recorded this stuff from Pat.
You want to play the audio again before you give the latest, or no?
Oh, sure.
Yeah?
Yeah, let's listen in.
All right, just in case people weren't listening yesterday, we got our hands on the Pat O'Brien tapes.
A lot of stations playing this today on terrestrial radio because they've taken the whole day yesterday to bleep it.
Yeah, that's the beauty of satellite radio, boys and girls. You're not hearing it this way on commercial radio, on your local morning show.
By the way, I hear on instant feedback here that Don Imus gave us a big plug this morning. Nice compliment and stuff.
Again?
Thank you, Don.
What did he say?
Yeah. I guess he just said he likes us and, likes the Opie and Anthony show.
Did you like Jim Norton, too?
No, not really.
I don't think he knows you.
No.
He's like Opie's buddy. He's taken Opie under his wing.
But I like Imus.
Yeah, it's really
Under his
weird.
old chicken wing.
I haven't talked to him in a while. I should call him today, see what he's been up to.
Can I get a picture
give
of
you
him?
some advice, Opie. Why don't you put on a big cowboy hat, get a fag bandana around your neck, and go, yeah, baby.
Kiss me, I'm Imus.
Yeah.
We forgot to talk about that.
For St. Patty's Day, I was watching a little before we went to the Hard Rock. I was watching a little of his radio show. It's on TV in the morning.
I watched that show every morning when we were on hiatus, when I could, when I wasn't, traveling the globe.
Yeah.
Crying.
Or crying, right. That was the only show I would take a peek at, by the way.
He was broadcasting live from Fenway on St. Patty's Day, and he had a live audience in there with him. And there was a big sign that said, "Kiss me, I'm Imus." Oof.
Wow.
Yeah, big green sign. He's really Irish, so he had the spirit.
Kiss me, I'm Imus.
From Martin Luther King Jr. Day, I should have it say, "Kiss me, y'all, I'm Jimmy."
Oh, yo, B. Yo, cuz.
All right, well, why don't we play the sex tapes from Pat O'Brien again, because this is the beauty of satellite radio. We don't have to edit this crap at all.
Filthy mouth.
And you know how awful the riffs must be on commercial radio? Hey, imagine doing that.
Yeah.
They can't really say what's going on.
What do you really talk about?
Hey, what
this
do you guys
guy wants to munch box.
What do you guys want to count? We should count how many times he says how fucking hot this woman is.
Well, that's a good one.
And what was the other thing he said?
And how many times how many signals he tells her to give him.
Signals.
Like, all right, if you want me to do this, if you want me to eat your pussy and do that, just, herky jerk around the office. Like, he always gives her these awful signals. Just wink. Just say yes.
All right, well, why don't we play it
Take
again?
a sip of a Diet Coke sometime during the day.
Yeah. This guy's a horn dog.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we all are, but this guy just took it to the next level, man.
He's worked up into a froth.
And listen to the times of these messages. Do you think it was all one day?
One day. Absolutely one day. This guy
One
could
just
not deal with this.
drunken
He was
day?
trying his darndest to broker this deal with Betsy.
One awful career-ending day.
All right, why don't we go to...
This is his taking the call from Mercurio.
That's right.
That's it.
All right, here's Pat O'Brien if you missed it yesterday.
Fucking sexy. I want to fucking go crazy with you. So, I want to fucking go crazy with you.
Save message Sunday, 7:09 p.m.
You are so fucking hot.
One.
And I want to eat you. I don't want you to suck my cock. I want to fuck you.
All right, can we stop the tape? I got the game. We want to see how many times he wants to suck her tits, how many times he wants his cock sucked.
I already have one eat, and he wants to go crazy twice.
Go crazy.
Oh, you're keeping track? Did you get the suck the cock thing?
No, I only got go crazy and eat.
Suck that cock.
All right, add that to the list, too.
You know, he wanted to say, suck. He wants her to suck his cock like right away, but he figured, I better put the eater pussy first.
Right.
I'm a nice guy.
And you have to keep track of how many.
All right, what do you want me to keep track of? Let's rewind the tape.
Rewind the goddamn tape for all, please.
We're gonna have some fun here. All right, I'll keep track of you're so fucking hot.
Okay.
The hot comment.
And how many signals he gives her. All right, just wink at me.
I need a pen.
Yeah, what are you keeping track of?
I already got how many times he's going to say, I want to go crazy with you. Because he does that a lot. How many times he wants to eat her box.
All right, you're taking care of that one.
And sucking cock is only a couple, I know that, but I'll keep that one.
Keep track of the cock.
And there's one ass eating. He only wants to eat her ass once.
Yeah.
Once? Are you sure?
I remember that one, yeah.
All right,
I'll take...
what am I keeping track of?
Oh my, you're doing how many times he says,
hot? You're
so fucking hot, and how many signals he gives her.
Oh, okay, I got it. All right.
Just wink at me.
Lick tits?
You can do suck tits. Why don't you take one of mine? You want to do
suck tits.
How about this? You do suck tits and suck cock. I'll do go crazy and eat pussy.
All right.
All right, Jim, take a controller, and I'm what? How fucking hot she is, and
you're
the
how
signals.
fucking hot and signal.
Okay.
Ant is suck tits and suck cock.
Suck cock.
And I'm go crazy, eat, and eat ass is only one.
All right.
You sure about that?
Yeah, there's only one ass eat. Oh my God, how many times does he reference her and Betsy? Shit, maybe somebody out there could keep score? All right, Steve is going to keep score of how many times he mentions her and Betsy.
Right, getting her and Betsy together.
Right.
Together, okay. Is that it? There might be another one that pops, then we'll have to stop the tape. So start over. The first part is really hard to hear, by the way.
Yeah.
Because he says... Oh, you're keeping track of the go crazies, right?
Let's go crazy.
All right, let's start again. All right.
Thanks.
Here we go. The Pat O'Brien sex tapes.
Fucking
p.m.
You're so fucking hot.
Ooh, that's me.
And I want to eat you.
Oh, Jimmy.
I want you to suck my cock.
Oh, I got one.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
I don't want my girlfriend to eat you. You're so fucking hot. You're fucking hot. Let's do it. You're so fucking hot.
3 in this one?
Leave me a voicemail. Go to the bathroom and leave me a voicemail. Bye.
Hold on. Stop it.
So there were 3 of your fucking hots in that one alone.
I'm on top of the effing hots. What about a signal? Like a voicemail, that's a signal, right?
Yeah.
Just leave a message?
Well, leave me a voicemail is actually just to return my call. No, that's not like a creepy signal thing. That's just go leave me a message.
All right, I don't have any signals yet.
He also referenced girlfriend. Now, does that qualify?
Oh, yeah, it's Betsy. My girlfriend, of course. We know who that bitch is.
Okay.
Yeah, we know all the players now, man.
Yeah, just because he's on the down low. Oh, sorry, I just...
All right, good. All right, let's go.
8 p.m.
I'm so fucking into you. But Betsy's so jealous. But let's fucking have sex. And I want to lick your pussy and suck your tits.
Ooh.
But you have to be into Betsy. I told Betsy that you're into her. And if you get this message, just look at me and say yes. But I want to fucking lick your pussy and make you come so much. And get crazy. I don't know why I'm like this, but
I don't know why I'm
What
like
was that?
this.
Was that the end of that one, Steve?
Not yet.
All right, yeah,
Not
play
yet.
it out.
Okay.
Finish her out, Bear.
Okay.
I want you badly. I know you want me. But you have to be the Betsy, too. So when you get this message, if you agree with me, say yes.
Saved message.
What do you say? What's the last thing he said when you get this message? What?
It was another signal, obviously.
Was it a signal?
Yeah.
I think it was.
It was definitely a signal. It just got garbled.
Okay.
So, all right. So far, you want to go around the room?
He wants
here?
to go crazy 3 times. He wants to eat her pussy 3 times. The ass eating hasn't happened yet, and I want to fuck you. I took that one on myself on the
good,
DL.
Good.
Once. He only said once.
Yeah, I'm keeping track of the F. All right. Well, all right. That's fine. He says you're so fucking hot 5 times so far.
Wow.
And he's given 2 signals.
He wants to suck her tits 1 time and wants her to suck his cock once.
That's it, huh?
That's it.
All right.
And
yes, Steve?
How many Betsy references?
He mentions Betsy 5 times total.
Wow, is he brokering?
He's a redundant idiot, this guy.
He doesn't want to lose Betsy.
Nope.
Okay.
7:51 p.m.
So fucking hot. Just look at it. If you agree with anything I've said, just say yes to me. Or wink.
Or wink, that's
I
2.
want to fucking go crazy with you. Drive you nuts.
Saved message. Sunday.
All right. You could go on to the next one. We'll give the totals at the end.
8:34 p.m.
Hey, it's me. I'm so fucking into you. And you have to pay attention to Betsy, but let's have fun. I want to fucking eat you and fuck you and suck your tits and watch you eat Betsy and lick your ass. I'm so fucking into you. It's incredible. Check this message and then just say to me, yes. And kids can watch us. Let's just fucking have fun. I'm so fucking into you. You're so fucking hot. And I don't do this for a living. It's like new to me. But I want to fucking make you crazy. Bye.
Saved message.
I think he says Bets can watch.
Oh, Bets can watch.
Bets can watch.
Oh, good. Bets. That's very sexy. Bets.
Hey, Bets.
Who's keeping track of the sucking the tits?
I am, too.
That's
only got 2 total.
I didn't see it write down when the one went by.
Yeah, no, I did.
Oh, okay.
There was 1 before, and now I just...
I'm
heard
so
that
fucking into you. I wish we had done that. There's probably like 10 of them already. I hadn't written that.
Yeah.
I'm so fucking into you.
How many more minutes of the sex tapes we got?
40?
Looks like another 2.5 minutes.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Message. Sunday. 9:04 p.m.
Hey, it's me. You're so fucking hot. It's just like all of a sudden, I'm not into it, but the three of us to get together, I want to fucking suck your pussy, fuck dirty to you, Beat off in your face.
Beat off in your face.
Yeah, write the beat off on your face.
Get another woman up. Hire a hooker. Let's get crazy. Get some coke. So you get this message. If you agree with this, just look at me and say yes. God, you're so fucking hot. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't do this. But I fucking want to just fucking make you crazy. Make you fucking crazy. I convinced Betsy that you're into her. I'm gonna watch you guys make out.
Make out.
Yeah.
So you get this message.
Ooh.
If you agree with me. I don't know why my phone doesn't take messages, by the way. We can have any of these fucking hookers do. Let's just fucking have sex and fun, drugs, fucking eat. Go crazy. Bye.
Go crazy.
Look at me and wink or yes or something. And kids can watch that sex dance.
You have no more messages.
Someone can watch.
That was it?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh,
That
wow.
was it?
All right.
He wants to go crazy 9 times.
Wow.
Eat pussy 6. Eat ass 1. Fuck you 2. Beat off in face 1, and there are 2 hooker references.
He says she's fucking hot 9 times.
Jesus.
He gives 8 signals that she's supposed to do if she's into all this. And 2 FUs?
I got 2 I want to fuck yous. We didn't count drugs or how many times he says I'm so fucking into you. Those are 2 we didn't count.
He did say he had a Coke reference there, right? We'll
Drugs.
get some Coke. Well, he also said let's get Coke or
Yeah.
something like that.
Some drugs. Sucking tits twice.
Okay.
And 2 times he wants her to suck his cock. And I was also keeping tabs on the timestamp. They were all on Sunday, so it was one day. First call, 7:09 p.m. Second call, 7:48 p.m.
Half hour.
Yep. Third call, 7:51 p.m.
Couldn't wait.
48. 3 minutes. He couldn't wait. 3 minutes later. The next call at 8:34. And the next call at 9:04. So he was just going, aside from that 1 3-minute one, about every half hour.
There was a 2-hour thing.
He finally probably just shot one that hit him in the eye and got on Betsy's shoes, and then came back down to earth and said, "What am I doing?
What the hell am I doing?"
I love the way he'd go from filthy to like normal. I just want to eat your pussy and club you over the head with a laptop, and then maybe you and Betsy can like have a cookie.
Yeah. Make out. Ooh,
Yeah.
We'll play spin the bottle.
Yeah. I want you and Betsy just to skate around the rink with a ladies only, with a ladies' choice song.
Yeah. Maybe you two can play Truth or Dare, and the truth is I want to stick my cock in your ass.
I just want to go fucking nuts. If you agree with me, just punch Betsy in the pussy, and then... I don't normally do this. You know. Jesus, I want to get hookers and kidnap a 9-year-old in Florida.
Oh, this is great.
Listen,
He is crazy.
I tried to convince Wafa bin Laden that you're into her, but she wants to be a pop star. I want you to...
Oh. If you're into this, grab a pregnant chick and dump her off a boat off Modesto.
I just want to go nuts. I want to go crazy. I
want to go insane. I have a huge hog.
If you agree with me, just point at it in the meeting and laugh.
What a madman.
Just wink at me. Just say yes.
Just say yes.
Like in his masturbation stupor, he's thinking of her walking by going, yes.
Yeah. I picture slow motion, her beautiful blonde hair, like whips around as her head turns. She gazes right into his eyes and goes, yes. And he just, shoots his load in his pants. Yes.
Oh,
Pat.
He is finished. Let's get some coke, some hookers. Oh, Jesus, you dummy.
Let's grab a gun and shoot some Indians.
Why didn't he just say, oh, I just want to be Jim Norton. I want to eat your ass, and let me just pick up someone with put a wig on her and think it's a girl, and wipe peanut butter breath off my dick and tell my friend Tyler that the blowjob was good even though I'm humiliated because my buddy's there. If you agree with me, just put on a furry Kango and go, yeah, y'all.
This guy is so fired.
Oh, he's fucking done.
Recovery. There's no recovering from this. I mean, when he first said he was going into rehab, me and Opie agreed. It's like, this is the best move he could do.
Yeah. Clears the slate.
It clears the slate. But then once you hear those tapes, and you hear them more than once, you can't just listen to those once. It's one of those things where you got to hear it a few times and realize, oh, he's just crazed.
Oh, I just want Betsy to lie back, and I want RuPaul to put her big man hand in the Betsy's pussy.
Well, the story gets better.
Oh yeah,
the story gets better.
It doesn't end there.
Do we have the insider music? Maybe we could get that the wacky celebrity voice to give the latest.
Is there insider music
on the Pat O'Brien case, Anthony? We just heard the sex tapes, and there's breaking news about Pat O'Brien on page 6 of the New York Post. As soon as we got the music, we'll go to the reporter there.
Why didn't I get that picture?
Oh. That's insider music?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Pat O'Brien, host of the Insider, who entered rehab on Sunday, has more to worry about than sexually explicit voicemail messages. There's a photograph, too!
There's a photograph.
An impeccable left coast source says that O'Brien's girlfriend, Betsy, has an ex-husband who's in possession of a compromising photograph of the mustachioed broadcaster pleasuring himself. Oh, there's a picture of Pat O'Brien jerking off. How great! What kind of topper to this whole story is this? And you won't believe who has possession of it. We'll tell you later in the yes.
So Betsy, let's follow the story here. Betsy is Pat O'Brien's mistress because he's married with a kid or two.
Yep. Betsy's the girlfriend.
Betsy's the girlfriend who has an ex-husband.
Betsy was married
to this guy.
Betsy left this guy to go off with O'Brien.
Oh, boy.
O'Brien is directly responsible for breaking up the marriage of Betsy and this ex-husband guy.
Yeah.
All right. Now it's time to play Guess Who Has the Picture?
It's not Pat O'Brien.
It ain't Pat O'Brien.
Sure ain't Betsy.
No, it's not Betsy. That's right. It leaves the ex-husband who was screwed over by Pat O'Brien. Ouch. Ouch. He is in possession of a picture of Pat O'Brien jerking off. A nude Pat O'Brien laying there all greased up.
In a lather.
Jacking it in a froth.
Hey, Pat, word of advice. Take the Jim Norton route on this one. Only take a picture of the cock, stupid.
No, from what I hear, it's a full picture of a sweaty Pat O'Brien, cock in hand.
Why would you do that?
Stroking away like a maniac.
Like a monkey.
That might be a clip. I wonder if that's from video. If that's video.
Oh, it could only... If that's a video... Yeah, the ex-husband is said to be well off financially, but he might let the photo be sold to one of these supermarket weeklies because
he doesn't like O'Brien.
He's finished with the divorce and he's moved on, said our source. Betsy figures prominently in the voicemails, which you just heard. A man who sounds like O'Brien is heard trying to coax an unidentified woman into a threesome. And then they have some transcripts of the tape we just heard. O'Brien has one child with his wife Linda, has taken Betsy out with him in public to many events over the past few months. So who knows? I think his marriage is done. Well, it's done now, obviously.
Well, I wonder if Betsy works with him. I wonder if Betsy, he's taking her out in public. I wonder if she's some type of an assistant or type of a person that is acceptable to be seen with.
Absolutely sounds like this Betsy works with him, as does the other girl, I think, because it says go to the bathroom and leave a voicemail message. So these are like he's just fucking the staff. This guy is banging his coworker. He's not back. A spokesman for The Insider said O'Brien won't be coming back to the show, quote, until he is better.
But there's nothing wrong with him. He's just
better
acting
at
like
what? Trying to proposition women?
He's acting like a normal male.
A normal male whipped up into just a frenzy.
We've all been whipped up into a
can't
frenzy,
take
though,
it.
Anthony. My God, man.
Gee, it's only been 3 minutes. Let me call her back. I gotta fuck you. I have to fuck you.
If there's any business you can survive this in, it is show business. It is around these other degenerates. I mean, that's the only shot he has. He'll get a gig somewhere.
The thing is, now these entertainment shows, these gossip shows, these binge shows, as I like to call them, they are based on this holier-than-thou attitude. They talk about celebrities with this, we're better than them, look what a sleazebag this guy is. It's always presented that way. They always put on that look like, and this one's in trouble again. There's no way Pat O'Brien can now come back on this show and point out people's scandals when everyone will just be looking going, oh yeah? Mr. Blink, if you want to lick my asshole, there's no way he could come back to this.
Oh, if you want me to put my cock in your blinker, you might miss it.
Yeah, I want you and Betsy to just finger each other and tongue each other's asshole. And if you want to do this, walk by and have moisture on your eyeball.
Okay.
She's into it. Fantastic.
Somebody's suggesting we play Let's Go Crazy by Prince and replay the tapes.
Oh, let's go crazy. That's true.
Let's get nuts.
Let's get nuts.
Can we do that?
Let me tongue your pussy. It's great.
Tomorrow, we could do it for tomorrow. Mix it and sound
a
good.
teaser.
Oh, a little teaser.
We could make that all nice and nice.
Ooh, I'll bet he can.
We could have Derek do it back home there.
Right.
Ooh,
Derek
or the other guy.
Or Eric. Eric or Derek could, get that together for tomorrow, because we can't let these tapes go. There's so much more to do with them.
I love the tapes. I want to hear a Drew Boogie mix made of the tapes. I want to hear the tapes spliced in, maybe with some of the stuff DeeDee was saying.
Oh, very
Wouldn't that
good.
be cool? Kind of an exchange between Pat O'Brien and DeeDee using the clips from the show.
I'm thinking Stalker Patty.
Stalker Patty, another one. She's a freak.
Or maybe some clips of Pat O'Brien on Insider Edition. Or whatever the dumb show is, being dignified, and then all of a sudden, do you want to suck my cock?
Comes out with those lines.
We only have 2 more shows before vacation. I'm thinking the listeners could get involved. What could you do with the tapes?
With the Pat O'Brien tapes.
Is the audio up on Foundry Music so people could, download it and have some fun with it and send in some mixes for us?
I think we can make it available on a limited basis.
We have to do this immediately, though, so maybe we could get some fine production pieces by Friday.
Okay.
We got some very talented listeners that listen to this program.
Why on a limited basis? What's the matter?
Well, because you never know who's investigating these kind of things. Like with the Fred Durst video, the FBI and the Secret Service were getting involved. Same thing with the Paris Hilton. So you want to be real careful about who posts it and who distributes it.
Yeah, but they're all, all right. Well, just throw it up there real fast so people can get a copy, and then they'll do whatever with
Secret Service.
Apparently, one of Imus's female interns, very good-looking female, went to work for Pat O'Brien about 8 months ago. Wow, I wonder if maybe she's one of the girls in question. What her name is.
Please tell me that's her.
Imus with a little inside edge.
All right. Well, why don't we take a break? On the way, we got DeeDee. DeeDee's coming back in to do the news. Also, Tom Green is calling the show today. Only the best guest for the Opie and Anthony program.
We had an argument with Ben over the fact that was it Tom Green or is it the new host of
Current
Affair, Tim Green?
Yeah.
And Ben, very confident.
You guys want to make a bet?
Green.
You want to?
No, I have full faith in you, Ben.
Opie, come on. You've been since yesterday. You're like, no. It's Tim
Opie
Green.
had a good point. He's like, why would Tom Green be calling? He's done nothing. He's doing nothing.
Exactly.
And Tim Green is the one everyone's talking to these days because Current Affair is about to relaunch.
Premiere.
You already played your poker face. Now I know it's Tom Green, so I'm not taking that bet.
Remember the Current Affair little
Yeah, I used to love Current Affair. I'm glad it's coming back.
It was Maury Povich used to host that.
So did O'Reilly, right?
Yeah, O'Reilly did it after Povich.
Steve Dunleavy was on it.
Dunleavy,
yeah, O'Reilly.
Drunk.
O'Reilly wants to make believe he never did that type of thing. So.
By the way, it's a really funny character in one of these magazines.
Dunleavy makes Poe look like a Mormon.
Hey, Rob Dibble is calling in too.
I think we're trying to get him. Yeah, I don't know if he's.
So we can talk about Bonds a little bit more.
Sure.
Ooh.
Also, second Boston date. We're going to announce it officially.
We already have.
I know. Why did you write second Boston date?
Well, no, just so we can announce it again.
All right, why don't you announce it again?
Okay.
Because here's the deal. We're going to need the help of the faithful listeners. We're going on break for 2 weeks after Friday's show. And the first broadcast when we get back from vacation is going to be a live broadcast from Boston. And we want to see a lot of the old faces and a lot of the new faces. But we're not going to be able to promote it too well, except for promos during Worstow and stuff like that. But basically, April 11th, we're going to be at Bill's Bar on Lansdowne Street. That's right behind the Green Monster. It's opening day for the Sox. They're playing the Yankees. It's just going to be a zoo up there. We're changing the time time of our broadcast for that day only. It's going to be 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. East Coast time. But we want everyone to show up at Bill's Bar on Lansdowne Street, okay?
Of course.
That's a 21 and over show because we're going to be serving alcohol and all that. But a lot of people bitch because they're under 21, so we decided we're going to stay in Boston an extra day. And on Tuesday, we're going to do our morning show. This is where it gets a little confusing, but all this will be up on the websites and stuff and in promos. The next day, Tuesday, April 12th, we're going to be at the Paradise?
Yes, on Com Ave.
On Com Ave, and we're doing our regular show from there, 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. We'll have coffee and a couple bands, hopefully, and other things. And Anthony.
Yes?
We learned only recently that Ben has been friends with Spalding from Caddyshack forever.
How do you keep this a secret?
I thought you guys would have known this. In Boston, everyone knows John.
Spalding.
And John called me back. John Barman. He's going to be there. He's going to be at Bill's, and maybe we'll get him to come to the party.
He's still acting? Still doing
no, that's the only movie he's ever done.
Yeah, you look in Internet Movie Database. That's it.
He's had all kinds of businesses and been successful.
Was he typecast as a complete tool, and that's why he couldn't? Because, boy, did he play that up well.
When you guys see him, and I just figured...
I'm playing tennis today. You're playing golf, Spalding.
he looks very much like Spalding. He still kind of looks like Spalding. I mean, you'll see him go, oh, my God, it's Spalding. So he's going to be there.
How'd you like to mow my lawn?
So Anthony and I are beyond excited to talk to Spalding.
I love Spalding.
There's other celebrities, too. We've got other celebrities that we can't
talk
talk
about. I realize he's been in one of the most famous movies ever made.
And one of the best characters ever.
Of course, Spalding. When he's picking his nose and all betting on it. I want a hamburger, and I want a hot dog, and I want French fries, and you'll get nothing and like it.
How about when he pukes in the sunroof of the Porsche?
He's walking around drinking the drinks, and he drinks the one with the cigarette butt in it.
Duty!
Duty!
Oh, he yelled duty.
Spalding!
I forgot he yelled duty.
No!
I forgot he was the one. Damn. All right, very good.
So great kid, wonderful child. Yeah, great. Now I know why tigers eat their young.
It's Spalding, and he'll be on our show when we're in Boston.
Yes,
he's gonna be a celebrity for the day again.
There's actually, it looks like we'll actually have some other celebrities too. So
celebs.
All right, can we squeeze DeeDee in?
Yeah, we're gonna do a break.
We're gonna do a break, and we're gonna get DeeDee back in here to do the news. All brand new news stories, DeeDee.
Yes.
All right, and.
I'm trying to get you.
Oh, go.
I have to plug this.
Hold on. Don't do any more dates right now.
Okay.
It's all about one thought
for tomorrow and what's Friday and Saturday.
We'll do it after the break.
Okay.
You start plugging as soon as that music kicks in again. Okay.
All right.
That's what you learn in radio. You gotta
keep it simple.
Keep it simple and one thought at a time.
One plug at a time.
I didn't even want to do two plugs there, but they were kind of connected, so we had to. But then you throw your plugs in there, and then it's like forget it.
No one knows where or when to go anywhere.
Yeah, you're gonna get drunk.
That's fair.
Drunken Sox fans going to your gig thinking they're going to the Red Sox game, and then people going to Bill's Bar hoping to see comedy. It's just gonna be a mess. So.
April 11 and 12 is Boston.
All right, let's take a break. And
you bet.
And we'll get Norton's plugs in next.
All right.
And we'll talk to DeeDee. Can we get DeeDee's mom on the phone? We want to play. Yeah. We want to play the voicemail of Norton's mom for DeeDee's mom.
Get your mom in here, get DeeDee in here, get them all in here.
And during the last break, I was running back in the studio, and Megan was saying, you got to hear the story that DeeDee was telling. She has some crazy... And Steve's nodding his head. It's a good one?
Crazy insane? Was she with Pat O'Brien?
It's a wild story?
Yeah, it's pretty wild. DeeDee has a very sordid, substance-filled past that's led her down a very awkward path.
Sweet.
Who knew?
Sordid, substance-filled past that's led her down an awkward path?
I used to read copy all
Jesus.
I know, this...
Drugs and hookers?
Yeah.
This DeeDee gets better and better as the days go on. So, Steve, pay attention. Hit that button.
Hit it.
Like sands through the hourglass.
I'm going to see Lee Evans.
So is the O&A virus.
Oh, what's up, Poe?
Hey, guys, I don't mean to interrupt you. I wasn't drunk. You can't get drunk over coffee, orange juice, eggs, bacon.
I didn't say you were drunk. Who
said drunk?
Eric said you were drunk.
Eric.
I would never accuse Master Poe of being drunk when he was in the street. Sounded like a complete asshole.
O&A party rock! O&A party rock!
That is a great clip.
Yeah, okay.
What the hell is O&A party rock?
All right, well, fine. I was enjoying myself. I was told to go down and hand out stickers and have a good time.
High on life, not alcohol.
Yeah, he didn't hear the clip because he didn't have his headphones on.
O&A party rock!
Yeah, I know.
That's a good one.
But you know what I noticed?
You got to admit, it sounds a little,
okay,
a little, you know.
4 days. 4 days. I lost my voice and I couldn't really talk. And I was told to go down, hand out stickers. Club Soda Kenny told me to go down, hand out stickers, and have a good time. And that's exactly what I did.
Party rock!
Yeah, I know.
I don't know what O&A Party Rock means.
All right, well, whatever. I do notice that...
we did all acknowledge how you did a great job down there, though. You handed out thousands and thousands of WOW stickers for us.
Thank you.
And cups and all, but he was getting on this microphone that another club had in the middle of thousands of people on the street, and this is what he was coming up with.
O&A Party Rock!
No, come on.
An attention getter.
That's the only thing. That's not the only thing I say.
All right, so you want to go on record and say that when you did this,
O&A Party Rock!
You weren't drunk.
No, I wasn't drunk.
That clip gets funnier and funnier, man.
All right, very good.
Thank
you, Master Paul. So you left here yesterday, and what happened?
Traffic.
Were you doing heroin with Master Paul?
No, Oh, my God.
Guys, what are you doing to me?
I
don't take drugs. I don't do any of that stuff.
That's a little play on the last
Yeah,
joke.
no,
it was kind of a sarcastic statement about Eric's
Paul,
exaggeration.
There was a lot of sarcasm in that statement.
Yes.
Okay.
About Eric's. You point to Eric, Jimmy. You try to pawn it off on Eric. There's a little play on what Eric said. Remember when he called you drunk?
I know, Paul was only kidding. He just does so much coke in the morning. He comes in and he gets all right.
Well, according to Eric.
According to Eric.
Oh, my God, you are dead. You're a dead man.
Eric, tell everyone what you were telling us in the office.
Yeah, what were you
where you saw
about?
him in the stall.
Doing what?
Bent over the stall, doing something. No?
Oh, boy.
He doesn't want to share on the air, Anthony.
Asking for it.
He's scared for his life. I don't blame him, you know.
Neither do I.
Opie and Anthony, the virus is spreading.
Our duties Our duties Our duties have destructive power.
If you think it stinks now, you should have seen it a month ago.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
Live from Washington, D.C.
Hey, it's Whip 'em Out Wednesday, by the way. We're going to start getting a lot of activity as far as WOW goes, Anthony.
Wow.
We're going to start a WOW contest when we get back from vacation. Basically, ladies, if you're in the New York area and you hear us broadcasting live, we want you to come on down and show us what you got. And we're going to have some fine prizes for the best WOW. Simple as that, right, Ant?
Right.
And you just come by any day you want when we're broadcasting. Any day. We're hoping to see a lot of ladies. It's been a long, long time since we've seen some quality broads. Topless.
Quality broads. Quality dames.
And we'll be very, very nice to you. I promise. I personally promise that I'll be nice to you, okay? If you come down and help out the...
promise
out the WOW
nice?
thing. Yeah, because we really got to get the WOW thing happening again. Right now, the listeners from all over the country, they're getting their WOW stickers. They're getting them on their cars and their trucks. And the truckers, they don't feel like sending away for a WOW sticker, so they're just writing it on the dirt. Mm-hmm. Some people are making homemade WOW signs, and then ladies see this stuff when you're driving, and I'm telling you, it happens. It's happening today somewhere.
Somewhere in this country.
You got the lady, she sees the WOW, and she goes, "Yeah, what the hell? It's fun," and she flashes you. All right?
Oh, I know what that is. That's a WOW sticker. Hey, I'm going to give this guy a little treat.
And then you just keep driving. Don't harass the ladies or nothing. It's worked out really, really nice for us for many, many years. If you want a WOW sticker, just send a self-addressed stamped envelope to our studio in New York. The address is up on opieandanthony.com, okay?
Uh-huh.
Where's DeeDee? Let's bring DeeDee in for more news. Our new friend, Anthony. Yeah. Hey, we didn't hear from the Mad Mexican today, I just remembered. Did we insult the Mad Mexican? It almost seems like no one's working here today.
Yeah, it's day off today.
The Mad Mexican tried to see if he could bring his dog in.
Yeah,
and they said no. I haven't seen them, though.
I wanted to kick his dog.
Oh,
I was setting that up yesterday.
Is that what you were going to do?
Yeah, not bad. Just annoy it a little bit. Like I wanted to do with Bob Kelly's dog. Just a little tap.
Not to hurt it.
Not to hurt it, just enough to just annoy it.
And to annoy it, would it go like...
Yeah,
would it let out a little yelp?
No, not that bad, because that's the sound it would make if it was a little hurt.
What would it do?
Just an annoyance, like...
like angry at you.
Like a...
Would it be a kick or kind of a push?
The equivalent of a...
And would it be around the liver area?
Oh, yeah. Right around the ribs. Just
that's what it's your specialty.
a little tap, that's all. And Norton, I didn't think he was coming back on the show because he had to run to see if Robert Plant was definitely stopping by today.
Oh, my God. Norton's freaking out today.
Of course.
He's got this chance, this off chance. People are being realistic with him, though, not giving him these high expectations, that he may, today, get a picture with Bobby Plant.
Yeah, because he's performing. Lee said it's not guaranteed. He goes, but it's possible. You know, I mean, why not? I mean, he seems like he's all right.
You're going to touch his arm and go, Bob.
But, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, it is Robert Plant. I mean, this is a chance I'll probably never get again.
What time is he performing?
I hear he's doing something at 1 o'clock here.
Oh, my God. I was thinking the other day when Ozzy was in and how you were looking at Ozzy and freaking out, I was trying to think if there's anyone out there that I'd have that same reaction. Obviously, Robert Plant.
I don't know how anyone can not want to get a picture with... It's Zeppelin.
Right.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. The guy's not exactly accessible. I mean, he's like royalty in music.
And we're not going to get him on the show, huh?
I don't think he's here yet.
Stop.
He won't be in until about 12. He'll probably miss him by an hour.
Never.
Yeah.
Is he performing?
Yes.
What's he doing?
Lee said he's doing some kind of show here, which is supposed to start at 2, but Lee said as of last night, he thinks it's 1. He's not sure. The times keep changing.
Whatever time he wants, right?
Whatever Robert Plant wants to go on, he'll go on.
What music is he doing?
He's promoting a new album. Maybe Ben knows the name of it. I don't know the name of it, but he is promoting a new album, I think.
That'd be cool to hear, man.
Oh, of course.
He's doing an XM Artist Confidential special. We'll find out what he's promoting.
Okay. Yeah, please do. We'll plug it for him.
That's pretty cool.
That's fantastic.
In studio, we have DeeDee.
Hello.
Hey, DeeDee. DeeDee's back. Now, you were telling some kind of crazy story in the other room, and everyone's like, you got to hear the story.
Well, way back when, about 11 and a half years ago or so, I was living in L.A. at the time, and I used to go to Vegas a lot. So I took a trip to Vegas one weekend, woke up one morning to find out that I was married to a British guy. It kind of came out of an alcoholic drug state of mind.
Wow.
I know. I look over and he's like, so how does it feel to be married? And I guess the day before, I was at the courthouse, ended up married, had no clue. And my fucked up mind at the time thought, well, he's cute, he has an accent, he's from England, this could work. So we went back to L.A. He had a lot of money on him, cash in the house, and he was leaving for a ski trip. He told me to keep the money safe. So he left, and I didn't feel safe with it in the house, so, take it to the savings account, right? So I'm at the bank. The bank teller's like, wait a minute. Next thing I know, I'm dealing with the Secret Service. It was counterfeit money. And then, needless to say, he's back in England. So.
Wow, deported.
But you know what? I'm thankful. I'm grateful to the Secret Service too, because he's like, you gotta get your shit together, else you're gonna end up dead. So I haven't had a mind-altering substance for 11 years.
Ooh, good.
Wow.
All right, wait a minute. There's so much to this story.
Yeah. I'm glad you laid it out there, but now we got to dig in a little bit.
Just a bit.
Vegas, all right?
Yeah.
You're in Vegas for what? You're just there?
Just there to hang out.
Now, you weren't
fun.
with this guy?
No.
So you met the guy in Vegas.
I guess so. I was in.
You don't even remember meeting this guy?
Have you ever been in an alcoholic blackout? Well, you don't recall anything. It's like a part of your life that never comes
Steve, put
back.
your hand down.
Yeah.
Jeez, Steve's all like, yeah, me, I have.
Ben's saying nobody's in one now.
No, so I don't recall.
For 8 months.
I don't even remember being at the courthouse.
Well, let me ask you. So wait, I'm not to interrupt you, but you could have actually said something like something party rocks, and you wouldn't even remember.
I could be having a conversation right now, and I would never remember it. Yeah.
So you were in Vegas. You're getting a little drunk.
You went there just for the weekend to gamble and stuff?
Among other things. What kind of drug was your drug of choice back then?
Crystal meth, stuff like that.
Crystal meth?
Yeah. L.A.,
Coke.
California.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Coke doesn't really get you where you don't know what you're doing.
But crystal meth was cheaper then, so...
Crystal meth. Even that, though, kind of gets you alert. It doesn't... You must have been really drunk. What were you drinking?
When I used to drink gin and tonics.
Gin and tonics. Wow. And
Midori.
Would people consider you a lightweight or a heavy drinker?
See, I was a functioning alcoholic.
Yeah.
Where I could go through the week fine, but I black out when I drink, so I'm an alcoholic.
You don't have to explain it. We know.
So you didn't
know all about functioning alcoholics.
So you completely black out where you're walking around, you're talking, you're doing things,
and then functioning,
but you have no clue what you're doing.
Exactly.
And you wake up the next day.
I get married, and
So you were rocks. Did the English guy ever tell you how you met, or?
Yeah, at the roulette table at Circus.
So you must have been drunk and playing roulette, And he walked over, and
It was
did he
sometime
fill
in
you
the
in?
afternoon, like around, I don't know, maybe 1, 2 in the afternoon.
In the afternoon, and you're smashed to the
Big-
point of not remembering anything.
Right. It was Las Vegas.
Wow.
Of course.
DeeDee, party rock.
Party rock.
Wow. So you apparently this guy comes over and starts talking to you, and wow, you sound like in those states of mind you may have been a bit promiscuous.
I guess so.
I guess so.
He was in my bed, and I was married to him. So yeah.
Well, now, did you do anything before you got married? Like, did you have sex with him, as far as you know, and then get married, or did you say I'm not doing this unless I'm married?
I don't know. I was like blacked out.
Still to this day, he never filled you in on.
Well,
on a timeline, didn't you say, "Hey, hubby, could you tell me how this?"
Well, he just said, we met and we had some fun, and I'm like, let's get married. I'm like, okay.
So yeah, you met, had
Pretty
some
much.
fun.
Did you really get married though?
Yes, I'll bring in I'll make a copy of the
Obviously,
marriage
it's
certificate.
been annulled. I mean.
Well, obviously you can't if you did the deed, so no.
Wait, you can't annul it even if you did it in a passed out drunken stupor?
Because in my fucked up mind, this was going to work. He was my man.
Instead of getting it annulled, you figured, let's make this work.
Right, I was so fucked up on drugs. I thought
Because it was based on something so pure and honest and loving.
Yeah, he's cute. He has an accent. He's from England. This could work.
That's all you need, really.
Yeah.
Who did he look like, as far as maybe somebody that we know, celebrity-wise? Anyone, even close?
Probably looked like Captain Morgan.
No.
Wearing a pirate suit.
Right. I don't know. God, trying to think. Who did he match up with?
So you go back to LA. How long did you live with him?
A few months.
A few months.
Yeah.
Wow, she really.
So you were banging this guy, huh? When you got back to LA?
Hello, here's my husband. Yeah.
Was he any good? He's English.
My husband.
Wow. Oh my God. He was English though. Was he any good in this act?
Well, yeah. See, I have a thing for accents.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Wow, how about that?
This chick is just amazing.
You're amazing. So
you
now
really are.
You're married, and he had a house in L.A. Or?
I had the place.
You had the place.
He was from England, so he had nothing.
Wait, he had nothing?
He had counterfeit money.
He had counterfeit American
that I didn't
cash.
know.
So you take him back to England. You didn't ask him where he was staying when he was in the U.S. or
no?
How long was he in the U.S. before?
When you're on drugs, you don't care.
Wait, you don't even know how long your husband for a few months was in? You never sat down with him and said, hey, how long have you been in America?
No, you don't understand. I was
Where
really...
did you live before you married me?
I don't know. I was so fucked up. I didn't care at that time. You don't understand. That was a different time in my life. I was really fucked up.
Amazing.
I didn't care about a lot of shit.
I am amazed at this. So he moves into your place.
She's going to give Jim Norton a run for his money.
I know.
The deeper we delve into this chick.
You are a freak. So he moves into your house.
Yes.
Were you? I know you were all fucked up, but were you troubled by anything? The fact that maybe he didn't work or?
He had money.
He had money.
I didn't know it was counterfeit, but I guess he was involved with things I didn't know.
How much money did he have?
It was a lot.
How much?
How much did you take to the bank with you?
Oh, well, I took like $10,000 in cash.
Uh-huh.
But he pop in a savings account?
But
he had a lot more than that?
But it would be safe there in the savings account. That was my mentality back then because I was on drugs.
So all of a sudden he's like, I'm going...
He should have said, I'm going on a ski trip. Keep this money safe. By the way, it's counterfeit. He left that out.
So he went on a ski trip?
Yes.
All right, and he had a bag of dough there.
Yeah.
Why didn't you go with him?
Because I was working.
Oh. What were you doing at the time?
I was working on a show called The Mo Show. Mo Gaffney, she's a comedian actress.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And she had a talk show at the time.
Oh, okay.
All right, so...
Wow.
So he goes on a ski trip, and there's... How much money was in the house, you think?
$10,000.
Oh, it was just 10.
Oh, it was 10 grand.
Well, what I brought to the make was about $10,000.
But how much was...
How much total counterfeit money did he have?
I don't know. He had a lot.
Was it...
There was something going on.
Hundreds of thousands or million or...
There was a lot.
For how much?
Over 100,000?
I don't know. There was a lot, though. He was living...
It's a lot.
Comfortable.
Was he printing it in the States? Or was
I don't know.
Distributing or printing?
You didn't see any of that?
Anything about
Secret Service never told you how far into it this guy was?
No, the Secret Service dude was like, obviously had no clue that it was counterfeit because why would you bring it to the bank?
Yeah,
it was really cool.
Kind of a dopey move for somebody that knew it was counterfeit.
And,
I'm going to get interest on this.
And he's like, well, he knew I was fucked up.
Yeah.
He could see it.
Sure.
So he's like, you gotta get your shit together, or else you're gonna end up dead. And then I got my shit together.
Right
and I'm
after
not
that?
dead. I'm here.
Right after that, you got your shit together?
Well, it took about a month, and then, and then I was at home crying one night, like, because I knew I had a problem, and I called 411 and got the number for a 12-step program.
You did?
Yeah.
And it all worked out
And the
for
female Stuart Smalley. Yeah.
Wow.
Is this guy in jail overseas or anything?
He had to go back, so.
Deported?
Yeah.
But that's all that happens to you if you're caught with counterfeit money?
He was in a little bit of trouble, but he just went back. He couldn't come
he
back here.
Do you miss him?
No.
They probably won't extradite you for something like that, will they, from England? Like send you back to face trial here?
No, they didn't do it. He I don't know who he knows, but he had to go back.
Wow. You were hanging with James Bond, I think. James Bond.
So he was,
That's a great story.
my past. This is the now.
That is your past, isn't it? Wow.
Yeah.
And you got pictures, a wedding picture and stuff?
I'll bring in a picture.
I got it.
Not a wedding picture, but of him.
No, a picture of him?
Yeah.
God, your
Surely
story
good.
continues for the Opie and Anthony program. Next
Gotta
time we
hear
run
that.
into you, we got to see the wedding photos.
Got to see the picture.
All right. Well, are you ready for the news?
Sure, I don't have to do that. But
People are asking, did you ever tell these stories on XM Kids
No.
when you were broadcasting? Hey, kids.
No, because I was a good kid show host.
I was in a drunken stupor.
Let me
That's
tell
a
you,
pretty roulette wheel.
Let me tell you the time cricket muled heroin through Colombia.
No.
I feel better about myself because I really thought we were responsible for you losing your XM Kids gig, but now I see that you have such a shitty past that it's just a matter of time.
Just a matter of time before they caught on.
Just helping John Malkovich stockpile cash so we can murder the president.
Yeah, I thought she was sweet and innocent, and we brought her down this road. She's been on this road for years.
And I'll tell you about my threesome with Pat O'Brien.
Oh, great. Good.
Her book is it's called Puppets, Coke, and British Cock.
British cock.
And now we know where that came from, too. Got in the mirror. What are you laughing at? I'm not laughing.
Yeah, so.
What a
my
story.
mom knows that I was married, so.
She knows the reasons why, because of your drug use.
Yeah,
and stuff?
and then I went back home to the Joliet for help. So.
Yeah, and that's where you kind of dried out. Went back home.
Tried out, yeah.
Dry out. Wow, and you haven't drank or anything?
For celebrated March 10th was my anniversary. March 10th,
right.
1994.
We got to get her drunk one day.
No.
Do you ever have the urge?
No, in first few years, yeah, but now
First
no.
few years? Wow. Yeah, there's got to be other things that have happened to you during these blackouts where you woke up and went, "Oh my God, what am I doing?"
How about we save it for the next hour?
Oh, come on! I got it. The face she's making is like, "Uh-oh, there's a basketball team involved."
Did you ever come out of it naked and go, "Wait, you're not white"? Hey, neither are you.
All right, you want to hear another one, Ed?
I definitely want to hear a blackout story.
Yeah, give us one more blackout story.
I was working in Philly.
God, she goes right
into it. Bam!
She's doing them alphabetically.
I was working at Philly one time at Eagle 106 back in the day, and friends of mine were working in New Orleans, and they're like, "Oh, it'd be great to see you." I'm like, "Yeah, you too." And the next thing I know, I don't remember booking the flight, getting on the plane, but I'm in New Orleans. And the reason why I knew I was there is because all of a sudden I hear a knock on the door, and I'm like, where am I? Obviously, I had to use the bathroom. I'm in a gas station in New Orleans. And that's how I found out I was in New Orleans. I'm like, how long have I been here?
So you're just in a gas station, someone knocking on the door because they got to take a leak.
The bathroom, yeah.
And that's when you came out of your blackout, and you looked around and went, where am I?
Yeah.
And what did you walk out and go, where am I?
Pretty much to the guy.
How did you find out you were actually in New Orleans?
He told me, the gas station attendant.
That is a good buzz.
And then I called my friend, and I'm like, I'm here. And she was like, yeah, I know, but we lost you on Bourbon Street or whatever.
Oh, wow.
So.
Holy Jesus. She's just like quantum leaping all over the country in
all
a
of a sudden
drunken
just
stupor.
wake up. That's got to be something. I've never blacked out. I've never.
Well, you're not an alcoholic.
I've passed out like I've been maybe feeling sick, and you go into the bathroom after a night of all tequila or something like that, and then you wake up with a tile floor impression on your face. And you're like, wow, I passed out here in the bathroom. But you know that you were in the bathroom getting sick and everything like that. But the thought of like hours going by, plane trips, different cities, Bourbon Street, and then you just snap out of it in a bathroom in a gas station. Wow.
Yeah.
You're getting your money's worth out of that booze.
Well,
I feel
guess
cheated.
It was a hurricane.
She's perfect.
Oh, a hurricane. Those
Yeah,
are
those
great.
are strong, I guess.
She's perfect for this radio
We
show.
call it the Ben's hair.
We found
The Ben's
we found another misfit.
Yep.
Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. Be proud.
I'm proud.
That's great.
Okay, why don't we get into the news here with DeeDee?
Okay. All right. I know you guys talked about this, but I'm going to start the story with Scottsdale, Arizona, where San Francisco Giant outfielder Barry Bonds spoke to an informal gathering media on Tuesday after coming off knee surgery. Bonds, whose name has been smack dab in the middle of the steroid scandal.
So is yours.
In Major League.
Waiting for that one to come
I
up.
never
Yeah, I
did
was doing the
steroids.
roids back in Philly.
No.
And look what it did to my voice.
No.
Kids don't do steroids.
Maybe that's why I have this. I don't know. Not because of steroids, but I don't know. Well, anyway, the anguished Bonds said, "I'm tired of my kids crying. You wanted me to jump off a bridge. I finally did." He continued, "You finally brought me and my family down, so now pick a different person." Speaking of genes, plants inherit stashes of genetic information from their dead ancestors and are able to use them to correct errors in their own genes. According to researchers, that is a startling capacity for DNA editing and self-repair. Unanticipated.
Oh, those kind of genes.
Yeah. Unanticipated by modern genetics. What does this mean? A possible loophole in the MLB steroids policy?
I thought you meant the kind of genes that were probably ripped off of her body numerous times after a drink.
Oh, my God.
Or if there's problems in the genes that can be fixed, I wonder if the Sparks family has that.
Okay. From plants to vegetables.
Oh, yeah. That's funny, vegetable.
Yeah, the Vatican celebrates for
I
Easter
thought it was a Terri
week.
Schiavo story.
No.
That's what I thought. Damn.
So you were going to be clever.
No, the Vatican celebrates.
Maybe Schiavo's just had a hurricane or two. She's just been blacked out for
Yeah. I can't believe it. I woke up. They're pulling a tube out of me. Everyone's staring at me. I'm going, what?
Oh, man.
What happened?
What happened?
I'm trying to do the news.
Yeah, we
okay.
see.
I'm married. What?
I've been smiling for how long? Should get a Colgate endorsement.
Maybe they should keep Terri Schiavo alive after all.
Absolutely. Even when you have bed sores.
Oh, that's just wrong. Okay. The Vatican celebrations for Easter week are going to proceed with uncertainty because reports that Pope John Paul II is recovering from surgery more slowly than doctors expected.
Yeah. I'm thinking if God wants to make a statement, he should take John, the Pope on Easter Sunday. That would make
that would really kind of drive the point home.
That would make everyone, stand up and take notice. Like, whoa, hey, what's this all about?
Especially if it was in an unconventional way, like he was killed drunk driving, or doing something really weird.
Are you trying to say that he's a passenger in Master Poe's car?
Opie.
Hey, it's the Pope. You're going to go to hell for that, probably.
Poe and the Pope.
Oh, you know what? Darn
Master
it.
Pope. What, sweetie?
I hate when the obvious is out there and we all miss it. Joey's on the line. He goes, Dee's like the Memento guy. From the movie Memento.
I didn't see that. What?
Kind of, you forget everything right when you wake up. You forget.
You should start, like...
That's what it was like. I'm like, what happened?
You should start tattooing stuff to your body to remember things.
I actually do have a tattoo from when I was
Joey
in
Bravo on the phone lines, by the way. Good job.
She wakes up, there's a note written in her hand, "Fine British guy with big hog."
Aww. And some news from the executive branch. Vice President Cheney said yesterday that the elevation of White House loyalists and supporters of the war in Iraq to key diplomatic posts puts the United States in a stronger position to force changes at the UN and improves the U.S. Image abroad.
International news.
Yeah. You told me to do stuff different, right? So I'm trying. To an interview, in an interview aboard Air Force Deuce, the vice president said the nomination of John R. Bolton to serve as ambassador to the UN in particular shows that President Bush is committed to ending corruption and changing the culture of the world's
Never
body.
been on that Air Force Deuce, have you?
No.
You never woke up in a drunken stupor on that Cheney on top of you?
No.
That's why they call me Dick.
Oh, my God.
Forgot where I was. No?
John from Jersey also saying that she's like Tyler Durden in Fight Club.
Ah.
He kind of lost his memory there for a while. And then someone is saying that you're full of contradictions.
Really?
And another guy's... Hold on, let's take a couple phone calls really fast.
Oh, God.
Let's say hi to Eric in South Jersey. Eric, what's up?
Hey, guys. How you doing? I thought it was kind of funny that, she's got an English guy who's handcuffed down to the bed with nipple clamps on and counterfeit money all over the place, and yet yesterday she was horrified and disgusted that little Jimmy's got a hooker here and there. It's,
yeah.
Well, because I've been good for like 11 years.
All right. Yeah. Bit of a contradiction, I guess.
I'll say.
What's her past?
Well, she's not into the hooker thing. Matt from Buffalo, go ahead.
hi, guys. What's up, little Jimmy?
Hi, Matt from Buffalo.
Yeah, guys. I just want to ask DeeDee, would you like to go to Vegas and go in a drunken stupor, get married, and then do a kid show? Just say yes.
He's doing the Pat O'Brien gag.
Pat O'Brien.
Yes.
I think she would do that again in a second.
Pat would have had you with no problem, right? Couple of drinks.
Back then, probably.
Back then,
yeah.
right? Wow.
I wouldn't remember it, but sure.
All right.
You ever? How many? I got to ask you. How many times? Estimate. Did you wake up in a strange bed after a blackout?
That was pretty good because I had friends that babysat me, so...
Oh, they kind of watched to
4.
make sure. 4 times, though? You woke up and were like, wow, where am I?
Yeah, and then one time I woke up in a detox center, and that was pretty scary. Seeing other
gather.
people sleeping around you, and you're like, where the fuck am I?
You woke up like, whoa, what?
Yeah.
You ever get a... Did you drive during these times?
No, I was good about that.
You never drove, that you know of.
That I know of, exactly.
Probably left a trail of disaster behind you.
Yeah.
Could you just say this? Oh, Betsy.
Okay, I can't do that voice,
Betsy.
but Betsy.
Is that it for the news today?
I haven't. Well, Michael Jackson's lawyer. You want to put it in?
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson's lawyers objected to prosecutors showing the kinky magazines and the barely legal DVD found in his bedroom.
Ooh.
As if that was all he had. And they kept asking detectives if they also noticed perfectly normal things in his bedroom, like letters from U.S. presidents, Steven Spielberg, a card from Liza Minnelli, and also a mannequin duplicate of Jackson's young female cousin, captured at her most beautiful points when she still had a figure of a 10-year-old boy. And that's it.
You think he's guilty?
Well, he's definitely guilty of being a freak for sure. If he did it one time a long time ago, he should have learned his lesson then. And why do it again?
Why do it again?
It's not normal.
Why even put yourself in the position where people can think that you're doing it?
Yeah, it's just not normal for little boys and big men to be playing together in a bed.
Oh,
well, according to your rules. Be surprised. They're so smooth, they slip right out of your hands.
They drink a little and black out.
Yeah.
To say where they wake up.
So, yeah, I don't know. That's,
Where's the
he
most
should've
bizarre
learned.
place you snapped out of a blackout? Was it the bathroom?
The bathroom, yeah, because you're like, okay, obviously I had to use the bathroom. I was in there about a half hour, he said. So
Wow.
he's like, ma'am, are you okay? You've been in there over a half hour.
Yeah. So that's
I
kind of
know.
strange. What any other place that was like really weird where you woke up and went, wow?
Yeah, the detox center,
Detox
because I
would
woke
be-
up and there are other cots or beds or whatever and all these bodies. I'm like, where am I? And then they find the director of the center, and she's like, well, the police saw you sitting outside the nightclub, and they asked, would you like us to take you somewhere so you can get help? And I said yes.
Yeah.
I don't remember saying yes. And
Were
I'm
you
like,
real belligerent drunk? Were you during these times? Were you nasty or were you?
you mean nasty like?
Nah, she was fun.
Were you fun or just like during the time?
Obviously, I got married, so that's fun.
Yeah,
right?
She was all about the fun.
Just wondering. Just wondering.
You know.
Any other place that you snapped out of it that was kind of like, oof, that's not good.
On South Street in Philly one time.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Mm.
That was a little weird. I don't know.
I like how she just snaps out of it, like all of a sudden.
It's like so weird. It's just like you just come to like, whoa. Whew. Yeah, it's scary.
And before that, you're walking around, you're talking, you're doing things, but
I mean, you would think I was just
you're not
okay,
there.
But you just
and then all of a
can't
sudden,
remember.
whoosh, you just come out of it.
Yeah.
That is so
That's a
odd.
great way to live your life.
No.
Every day's an adventure. Where am I going to wake up today?
And how much alcohol would it take before you got into this?
That's the thing. You just never know. It could. Who knows? And you know what? One is enough. 1,000's too many.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I know.
It's something.
She gets better and better.
That is wild.
It's DeeDee with the news. Thank you, DeeDee.
You're welcome.
I think as we go to break...
Actually, it's more like Jim Jensen with the news.
Jim Jensen was a raging alcoholic. I do believe. So I've heard, allegedly.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Let's play the Lewis Black thing. Lewis Black did a whole thing on the baseball players, pretty much crying on the stand when they were asked the questions about steroids.
McGwire. Yeah.
McGwire especially. And
pouty McGwire.
And Jose. Well, Jose was pretty tough up there.
Seiko's just, he's a scumbag.
And
he had no problem.
Lewis Black on The Daily Show. We love The Daily Show, man. Oh, boy. Did this as we go to break.
Doesn't like The Daily Show.
It's not true.
Hold on.
Because it's Comedy Central and...
you don't like The Daily Show?
Never. I believe me, I'd say it if I actually like Jon Stewart, and I think it's a very well-written show. My problem is with the mentality at the Comedy Central. It's not a good Daily Show.
Taking Colin's show off and then, screwing him pretty much.
They fucked him good. The Daily Show's a great show. It deserves to be on. I just don't like the ideological obsession that they have over there.
I thought you hated anything that aired on Comedy Central.
Nah, Chappelle's Show's a great show. You can't deny that. It's a funny show.
It is.
Okay.
All right, let's listen.
With our troops overextended, intelligence reform bogged down, gas prices at an all-time high, and millions of kids without health care, it was comforting last week to see Congress take on the most pressing issue of all. Do baseball players use steroids? Here's a hint. Yes! On Thursday, 7 former and current big leaguers spoke before Congress in testimony far more riveting than an actual baseball game. The star attraction, 6'5", 220 pounds, able to bench press the mezzanine at Busch Stadium, Mark McGwire. He'll be staring down a tough opponent, the truth.
Yes, sir. I'm not here to talk about the past.
Strike one.
Like I said earlier, I'm not going to go into the past and talk about my past.
Strike two.
I'm not here to talk about the past.
Strike three. No one came off worse than Big Mac. At one point, the strain of not answering anything even made him start crying. Crying? There's no crying in baseball testimony. Fortunately, Congressman Mark Souder wasn't letting him off the hook.
If the Enron people come in here and say, well, we don't want to talk about the past, do you think Congress is going to let them get away with that?
A fascinating hypothetical. What would happen if the Enron guys got dragged before Congress?
I must respectfully decline to answer, on Fifth Amendment grounds, all the questions of this committee and subcommittee.
Will you invoke your Fifth Amendment rights in response to all questions here today?
Yes, I will. I respectfully decline to answer the question based on the protection afforded me under the Constitution of the United States.
Okay. But if the subject had been steroids, they really would have let him have it. McGwire was the biggest name to speak, but the all-star witness team also included Curt Schilling, Rafael Palmeiro, and, of course, Sammy Sosa.
I have never taken illegal performance-enhancing drugs. I have never injected myself or had anyone inject me with anything.
Oh, really? Because you don't look all that big, but that guy to your left is a freaking tank. The guy who was most forthcoming was Jose Canseco, whose new book, Juiced, alleges widespread steroid abuse in the majors.
I don't know exactly how the policy for Major League Baseball is structured right now, but I've heard it's a complete joke.
Oh, and just where did Canseco hear that little secret? From his good friend, left fielder Tits Mitchell. Word of advice, never call him that to his face. The testimony left Congress shocked and disillusioned. And you know what? Me too. Growing up, my baseball heroes were Mickey Mantle, Billy Martin, even Babe Ruth. They were drunks. They had to overcome their drug. Baseball has to go back to its roots. Forget the performance-enhancing substances. Bring back the performance-hindering substances. If not for me, do it for the children. John?
Louis Black, we'll be right back.
Like sands through the hourglass, so is the Owenday virus.
My level of disgust goes shit. Now, make sure you write this down, people. It's shit first on the list. Disgusting thing ever that could come out of a human being is shit. If it was near me or around me, God forbid, on me, I'd lose my mind.
Okay.
So that's number one, the evil of all evil to come out of a human body. Second on the list, is snot.
I agree.
If snot gets near or around me or, God forbid, on me, I will freak out. If it's on my couch, I throw the couch away.
I agree.
Third,
splooge?
Probably pus.
Pus?
Some form of pus. Yes, pus.
So wait, there's like 3 things you could think of that are worse in your mouth than a load.
I didn't say in my mouth. Because
you'd rather take a load than eat a booger?
Here comes the promo.
Because I've had... No, think of it this way. I'm even talking about myself. So I'm talking about snot or anything coming out of me disgusts me. And if, who hasn't shot a load on their own gut, right? It doesn't disgust you. And it goes down to urine, things like that down the line. But
urine's one of the least, really.
I know, yeah.
It really is.
You take a leak.
You're leaking so much at this point, it's your best friend.
Why not? Right.
What about earwax?
Earwax is pretty up there, too.
That's up there.
Earwax, probably right after pus.
It's like a buttery goodness.
It's tart. You ever put your tongue on your finger after you stick it in the earwax?
Don't make me... You almost made snot come out of my nose.
You would never eat like a big watery runny booger?
God damn it!
It's like sucking down a loose piece of pasta.
Stop it!
It's got like salty tinge to it.
If I
you just made me do the cricket snort.
If I inadvertently you suck in and you feel something more than just
you've never eaten your boogers?
Never!
Not one. Not one time.
I can say in all of my years I have never, ever, ever eaten one of my boogers.
Not once.
I have never even contemplated it.
Really?
I have actually been repulsed at the very thought so as not to even accidentally ingest a booger. I have never, ever, ever eaten a booger.
You never yanked one of them off a little hair in the nose, one of those little fat ones? Oh, those are wonderful.
No,
Sure.
and if I'm picking at something, I can't even look at it. I have to get it away and off of me and cleanse my hand immediately. It has to go.
Opie and Anthony, the virus is spreading.
It is a natural impulse to grab and squeeze the breasts.
No shit.
It's real soft, almost like pudding.
Yes. A hard piece of ass. Quite a handful.
Yeah.
The nipples are so sensitive that a mere tweak between finger and thumb will give a perfectly good result.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
In case you didn't know.
We just had a whole discussion with little Jimmy Norton. By now you know it's all about him and his celebrity photos.
Well, that's top priority.
And Robert Plant will be at the XM compound down here in Washington, D.C. in a couple hours. We're not going to get him on the show.
No.
And if we did, I would pass out. I would just pass out. I mean, I love Nirvana and all that, but if I had to really think about my favorite band of all time, it has to be Zeppelin. It just has to be. Until the album Coda, they didn't make a bad song. Well, maybe Hot Dog, but Hot Dog was a little shaky.
Yeah.
When they were trying to do a little pop song thing. But,
sure.
But besides that, I mean, they made album after album after album every fucking song just rocked and was great. The writing, the playing. Yeah, he would be the one that would make me lose my mind if he walked through the studio. Hey, Anthony, what about you?
Me?
Yeah, we all know Norton's obsession with Ozzy. I finally figured out someone that is alive that I would freak out over, and that would be Robert Plant.
I think any of the members of ABBA, if I saw one of them, I would just... it's got to be my favorite of all time. No.
There's got to be one, no?
No. I really don't have one of those. Wow.
Maybe not even a music guest, like movie star,
De
politician.
Niro?
Ooh, well, Bob.
Or Nicholson?
Well, there's a lot of those guys, but...
Yeah. Yeah, there's plenty, like that. Probably.
Ted Danson?
Major Ted Danson.
Sure.
Actor like De Niro, sure. That would really be kind of a tough interview or something like that if I saw him
Reggie Jackson?
in the studio.
No, you like Reggie?
I like Reggie, but it wouldn't really make me freak out or anything. I would freak out at Pacino walking in and sitting down and having to carry on an interview with him. I'd be all da da da. You look over. I remember one of the first interviews I ever had to do for radio when I just got into the biz, Opie. Me and you over there up in Boston.
Pauly Shore?
Yes. No. Jesus.
Bill Maher?
No. It was Eddie Van Halen.
Oh, my God, yeah.
We were backstage. We were broadcasting backstage. Never really expected to talk to the guys. And they walked right in by where we were broadcasting.
At the Worcester Central.
Yeah. And they walked by, and we had mics. Obviously, we're doing a show, and kind of stood up with the mic and leaned over the table and said, Eddie, come here, and started asking him questions. And I didn't even know what I was saying. All I could do was look at him, like I'm holding the mic, and I'm staring at him going, holy shit, it's Eddie Van Halen. He's like a foot away from me. And that was kind of weird and freaky because growing up, Van Halen, stop.
One of the silliest moments we ever had, because you just brought back a memory for me, was MTV Music Awards.
Yeah.
And we just finished our broadcast, and Rick, our old producer, we're going up the stairs, remember?
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm about to say. And all of a sudden, Rick runs up to John Bon Jovi and goes, hey, I'm Rick from, I produce the Opie and Anthony show, and you want to talk to Opie and Anthony, whatever. And John Bon Jovi freaks out, I swear to God, and goes...
Yeah, that was weird.
He goes, Opie and Anthony here? Where? And so Rick points down the stairs. So John Bon Jovi runs down the stairs. He's now 6 inches in front of my face. And then as John Bon Jovi's like, you guys rock, we listen to you all the time, all of a sudden, Richie's further up the stairs and goes, John, Opie and Anthony here? And he runs down the stairs. Now
and they're telling us how much they love the show. Yeah. They're quoting bits.
Yeah.
And we're just looking at them like, holy shit, it's Bon Jovi.
Yeah, and so now we got John Bon Jovi and Richie Sambora 6 inches from our face just saying how much they love the show. And I guess what happened was the drummer of the band is the real fan. I forgot his name, of Bon Jovi.
Yeah,
Tico
Torres.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. And he was listening to the show and told the guys about us when they were practicing in Jersey and stuff. So I guess they would listen to the show, during their downtime.
Yeah.
And there you have, like Ann said, you have John Bon Jovi and Richie Sambora quoting bits, butt plug, and all this crap. And the only thing I could say is, you guys are pretty cool, too.
Yeah. You guys rock.
I just lost my mind. I mean, it was such a surreal moment,
It was really weird.
You guys, rock, too.
By the way, I don't want to forget to plug my new friend's CD. It's called The Mighty Rearranger. That's Robert Plant's new CD.
Your new pal.
Yeah, so getting back to that, so Jimmy's like, it looks like there might be a problem with me and my Robert Plant picture. And I looked right at Jimmy. I'm like, it's just not happening.
I disagree with you, man.
It's not going to happen.
Disagree.
Yeah. So then Jimmy goes, well, then he's going to have to deal with a trashing the next 2 days on the radio show.
Threat.
And I'm like,
threat by Jimmy.
Don't worry, Jimmy. He's not listening. We're not going to blow your moment. Look, Jimmy's freaking out. Jimmy, we have to talk about this on the air. Now he's freaking out like Robert Plant's in his Escalade listening to the Opie and Anthony program on the way to the XM compound.
I like the fact that Jimmy's putting a little muscle.
Now you don't get the picture. You're going to blame me, right?
No.
Yeah. All right. But it was just funny that Plant's going to care what we have to say about him.
He better. That's right. He better take a picture with our little Jimmy.
I had another 10 minutes on this bit, but I see your face all stop, so you have a shot at your little picture with Robert Plant.
Thank you.
You don't want to ruin things.
I got a whole thing of bullet points to get into here. But
maybe Bobby Plant is now walking under one of those sound things that broadcast
And maybe he just listened to all
the
the nice things we just said about him, and he's going to walk right in here. You never
I don't
know.
think he's here yet, actually. His people are here, but I don't think he's here yet.
I said that as far as I'm concerned, it never got bigger than Zeppelin.
His people are here. He's got like an advanced team.
Robert Plant, yeah, management and all, and the band, of course.
Isn't that amazing?
Dude, I have somebody show up like Club Soda Kenny comes with me, and I'm a nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you make a point there.
All right, I'll shut up because I don't want to wreck your moment.
No, you'll be very jealous if I come back tomorrow with a Robert Plant picture and you miss it by an hour.
No, because we're not leaving till, I don't know, 2 or so.
A mighty rearranger.
By the way, when Opie says we're not leaving till 2, that does not include me.
No.
Like I said last week, I will need a vehicle that is warmed up, in drive, ready to go by the door. And I will be whisked away to the train station for my choo-choo train.
Ann has an 1107.
Yeah, I'm on the 1107.
Anthony's not even here anymore. We taped this yesterday.
Yeah, I'm already home.
Hey,
wonderful. Yes.
Megan's asking what time specifically you would like your vehicle to...
11:05. He ain't kidding.
It must be.
Why are you questioning
it? Yes. Immediately.
From the time that we end the show
now.
at like 10:56...
Yeah.
However long it takes Anthony to walk to the door starting at 10:56.
You know why? Because things just kind of take time. I could say, I want to be out of here by 11:30 for a 12 o'clock train or something. But, and then 11:30 rolls around. It's like, we'll find this one. This one wants to do this. But no. 11. My coat's on. Vroom. Choo-choo. Homeward bound.
I want to stick around because I'm picking up my alpaca today. And
what?
And I got to figure out how to get it back to New York City.
A what?
What is that?
I'm buying a alpaca.
What is an alpaca?
This is how boring our lives are when we're on the road. We went out to dinner, and like Anthony said, we were all kind of back in our rooms by 8:30.
Oh, what a late night. Getting all tipsy on my 2-3 glasses of wine.
And I was watching TV, and a local commercial came on. They're selling these alpacas.
Yeah. Okay.
They're selling alpacas down here.
Yeah, they're trying to off these things like
so you could be your own Dr. Doolittle.
Dr. Doolittle.
That's
they're
all
trying
I
to
know.
off these like it's fun for the kids.
Yeah.
It's a friggin' what is it? It's a llama.
I don't know. It's like
it's what amounts to a llama, and they're trying to sell them like
they got
like a pet.
I guess they have alpaca farms down here. Because they even said, I guess they have a website. Go to this website before everyone slams it. I'm holding up the website.
I wonder what it is. I don't even know.
No.
EATABULLET.
No, I mean obviously alpacas in the address of the website.
You don't know what the actual
exactly,
the whole
Anthony, exactly. So I guess they have these alpaca farms. I guess they have these alpaca farms in the area, and you go there with your kids, and you can pick out an alpaca for yourself. It's like the latest craze in exotic pets, I guess. The ferrets had their run for a while, but now it's all about the alpacas.
Alpaca.
And it's a local commercial, so there's farms in the area that have these damn things.
It's not like anybody can get one of those.
What?
This is a farm animal.
That's what I'm saying. They're big, but they show the kids playing with them. And I'm thinking, I got some outdoor space in Manhattan. Maybe I'll have an alpaca running around.
Wow. Yeah, they have a lifespan of 15 to 20 years.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
The kid won't be heartbroken right away like a goldfish or something.
And they look like llamas? Llamas?
Llamas. They look
Jesus.
like... a llama.
Black llama?
I corrected myself really fast. Boss would have said, why? Jesus.
Oh, black llama. It's a llama.
That's good.
Hey, the llama.
Llama. They look like llamas, right, Anthony?
Yeah, it says alpacas are a lifestyle choice with benefits and opportunities for the whole family. What? What they've been looking for in terms of relaxation and fun and potential source of income. You breed them, and I guess you can make money selling them.
It's an investment opportunity?
Oh, it's such an that's what they're trying to pass it off as.
That's why people aren't enrolling in their 401k plans, Anthony.
Yep.
They're investing in alpacas.
And fur. You could cut off their fur and sell their fleece for fun and profit.
Mike on Long Island is writing on the phones here. It says alpacas are raised for coats only.
Really?
I guess their fur is is very valuable.
You don't have to kill it, though, do you? You skin it?
I think you just do what you do with the sheep.
You shave it?
You shave it and make it look silly.
Make it look all silly out there?
Right.
Because you can't shave his face or his head, so he's got the puffy poodle head.
Who didn't have
an emaciated little body?
Who didn't have a dog growing up where you made it look silly because you thought it needed to be cooler in the summer?
You need a haircut.
Right.
We shave it.
We had collies that we shaved down to the skin.
Oh, you didn't?
Collie? You got to think the collie hated you, man.
Collies are beautiful dogs.
Right.
Unless you shave them.
Our collie looked a little hot in the summer, so we decided it needed to be shaved down.
Dogs know how to regulate their heat in the summertime.
Yeah, I think the dogs that live their lives just fine before human contact. I don't think we need to dress them up in little coats so you can walk them around on the Upper West Side with their little coat, little dog booties.
They got their booties on so they don't get the salt from the sidewalk when it snows on their pads because it dries them out. And then the old bags have to rub lotion into their pads. Yeah, they treat these things like royalty.
I want to walk around the Upper West Side with an alpaca.
So they're selling those around here? Is that an exclusive thing to this area or something?
I guess. I've never seen a commercial for an alpaca. The website's called ilovealpacas.com. ALPACAS.
Oh, you want me to eat your pussy? Just shave your alpaca.
Yeah, I love that. I want you, me, Betsy, the alpaca.
You're so fucking hot, I want to shave you.
Oh, that's true, Ben. Thank you. An alpaca already walks the Upper West Side. His name's Howard.
Oh. Wow. I never noticed the
Ben being funny for once. Very good.
Kind of a resemblance there.
Well, he does have that fake hair that I'm sure he spent a lot of money for.
Well, since
that's breaking news to you folks?
I didn't know.
Oh, Howard has been plugging for many, many years. Many, many years.
What, phone?
We got the inside scoop on that years ago when a client came to NEW.
Oh, right.
Let's go to Rob Dibble. Mr. Dibble?
Gentlemen.
Rob?
Hi.
Rob Dibble, it's Opie, Anthony, Jim Norton. How are you, buddy?
Oh, I'm hanging in there.
This is not a good idea, I just realized. We're on a delay.
Really?
Yeah, we're on like a 2-second delay that never was fixed. And we want to do our interview with Rob Dibble about Barry Bonds and the steroid thing, which is just, building up more and more steam as the days go on here. See? Delay.
Well,
Rob?
I could work the delay because we've been doing it on our dual satellite deal. Kevin Kennedy's been in Arizona and I'm in Florida, so I'll just pause after you guys ask me the question.
Hey, Anthony, you want to do the whole over thing? I think Rob Dibble is smart enough to do the over thing.
Yeah,
the listeners didn't pick up on this, but
we've been trying to do this. We figured we'd work it like a ham radio or something, and when you're done and when we're done, we'll just say over, and that'll let the person know that it is now time for you to talk. Over.
All right, so let's get into the Barry Bonds stuff. He's just being so overly dramatic. It's, why me? Why am I getting dragged into this? Make sure all the cameras see me and my son. And I just think he's blowing smoke. I think he's going to play sometime during the season as soon as his knee is ready. But I think it's, let me try and reverse all the attention and throw it back on the media and get some sympathy from the public. And then, now you look at me in a different light. Over?
Hey, Rob, you don't think his career is over?
No, I don't think his career is over. And anybody who has...
I heard you say over.
Oh, I'm sorry, I said the over word. But he's got 5-10 people around him that take care of him. They get him ready to play baseball. That's what he loves doing. He wants to be the guy with all those, records at the end of his career and put himself apart from anybody that's ever played the game. So he's not going to give up and until he's past everybody and over.
Yeah, he's an egomaniac. He wants that Hank Aaron record, don't you think? He's only 52 homers away. I was thinking, though, that he's coming up with all these excuses because this has been discussed on a lot of the sports channels. The steroid thing is getting pretty serious, and if he retires now, he has his reputation intact. Over?
Well, I think, his reputation is fine. I mean, it's never been proven that he extensively used anything illegal. He admitted under the grand jury when he was doing his testimony that, I used the clear and the cream, but my, trainer never told me what it was. So, that makes me not guilty. But, he's a guy that is in great physical condition, and he can play till he's 45. When you're making $18 million a year, you've been doing this for, most of your life, there's nothing else that he can do except play Major League Baseball. And he knows that. The Giants know that. He's got the Giants over barrel because they backed out of this part of the deal that he had to have 500 plate appearances this year. And then the next year would kick in on his contract, $18 million per. They took that out of the language. They took that language out of his contract. So now he doesn't even have to play this year. He can milk that knee injury and still make $18 million. So it's a power play. It's almost something you do when you're negotiating your contract. But for him, it's basically I think he's trying to negotiate his reputation. Remember, you got Kimberly Bell, the alleged girlfriend of 9 years. She's testified before the grand jury now. She's saying that he said he used steroids and all that stuff. So he's trying to protect what little reputation he's going to have left if it is true that he had that 9-year affair with this woman. Over.
Well, I think how come McGwire is taking so much heat then? He didn't fess up to anything. And people are already talking about stripping him of records and how his reputation is destroyed. They're really going to crack down on him, but he pretty much did the same thing. He just hasn't been fessing up.
And they're threatening, and they're also threatening to vote him out of the Hall of Fame. Well, he's not in the Hall of Fame. I'm sorry.
Opie, if you're going to jump in during the time I'm saying, you have to say breaker, breaker.
Oh, breaker, breaker. This just in. They're starting to talk about not voting him into the Hall of Fame now. Over.
Well, in McGwire's situation, he didn't handle the media crush in '98 that well. He did get accustomed to it by the end of the year, but he's not a great public speaker, so he got bad legal advice to not answer anything. Say, I don't want to bring up the past. Let's look to the future. Let's keep it positive. But had he answered some of the questions truthfully, I think his reputation wouldn't have taken such a hit. Even his former manager, Tony La Russa, who's been in his corner since day one, even questioned why didn't he say more. So he did the wrong thing. He should have been truthful without ever admitting that he took steroids, because they weren't even testing for steroids before that he quit baseball. So really you have nothing on Mark McGwire except his own word, and he just made himself look bad when he was testifying before that Senate hearing. Over?
Well, now, do you think that it was the actual testimony or the fact that he showed up wearing horseshoes and carrying a Buick? Over?
Actually, in his case, he's trying to get on the Pro Golfers Tour. And so he's probably dropped 50, 60 pounds, and that didn't help his case, trying to say that it didn't take any enhancing drugs. Then you add the testimony, you add the little grandfather glasses that he had on there, and he looked so different than the Mark McGwire in 1998 that hit 70 home runs, and I think that really affected the public's image. But you know what, being down here all week, most of the true baseball fans, I don't really believe that they care. It's the media hype behind it. It's all media driven. Once the media dies down about all the steroid use and stuff like that, even in the Todd Helton case, where you have the guy with the St. Louis Cardinals that's saying that he knows that he used steroids, Don Baylor told him to get off steroids and stuff like that. Todd Helton said, listen, once one guy gets caught using steroids, then people will be like, okay, the drug policy's working, and we can move on. And I think that's what's going to happen once some idiot gets caught using steroids. Over.
I don't really care what these guys do or take. It makes the game much more exciting, and if they want to fuck up their bodies, who cares? And it's not about the children like they're trying to say. Over.
Breaker, breaker.
Oh, Jimmy?
I didn't know that Mark McGwire was a golfer. I had no idea. Are there a lot of golfers in baseball? Over.
As soon as you retire, you become a golfer. A lot of starting pitchers are
never
golfers.
Retire.
A lot of coaches. It's just a question of, you have nothing to do with your time. And he lives a quiet life wherever he's living. I think he's out there in Missouri somewhere. just having a nice, quiet life. And I think for Mark McGwire and some of the other guys, it doesn't even matter, like you said, who is doing this stuff. That it's a selfish decision. It's centered upon the ball player. He wants to be the best he can be. He wants to be, better than the other guys, so he tries to gain a little bit of an edge. But, I played with guys that use steroids. I've seen the guys and the effects that it does to them. And in my experience, it hasn't made them any better. I think it's weakened their bodies. They have, career-ending injuries quicker than normal guys. So I think it's something in baseball. It's not really conducive to being a superstar player. I think that's so overrated, and it's just media hype because the media has nothing to talk about. Nobody cares about the NFL. They could use all the steroids they want and be 400-pound guys running 4.40s. Nobody cares about basketball or hockey. It's baseball is our national pastime, and we don't want cheaters in the game. Yet there's guys that are doing far worse than steroids playing Major League Baseball. And that to me, it's just hypocritical of some of the media.
Bravo. And you kind of wish they would just admit it. I mean, they have a great life. They make millions of dollars. You retire, you just become like a lazy golfer.
Well, to me, if I had a cocaine problem or a drinking problem or steroid problem, that's my business. And I don't have to admit that to anybody unless you catch me. And Major League Baseball the union is there to protect the players. And people, I think they have it wrong, that it's protecting the players from themselves. Because the players are just like any other normal humans. I mean, they're going to have social problems like everybody else. But it's, what? Once you become a public figure, and this is the funny thing when I was watching these Senate hearings, how about we drug test you guys? You want to drug test us?
Yeah.
How about we drug test you guys?
Yeah, I think it's a little more important what they're doing than playing baseball. Yeah, start testing Congress for drugs.
Congress. Can you imagine what they would find in their
testing
their
those
blood
sons
tests?
of bitches? It's what this is. This is the new indecency thing. Remember when the indecency issue was the big thing? It has calmed down. Think about it. They were holding congressional hearings on indecency. Every other week, another show was being yanked off the air for saying something stupid, and that died down. And now the steroids thing is the big thing, and Congress is involved, and they're holding hearings, and the baseball players. It's in the news every day. This will die down too, and the next thing, the press absolutely does hype this stuff and gets it to the point where Congress figures it's a great way to get their names out there, and they jump on the bandwagon.
We have to start a campaign. We should get the senators and Congress to
They should be drug tested.
Yes,
we should know what kind of drugs these guys are on because they're pretty much running our lives. Yeah.
That's a great observation.
Because the next couple of days after these Senate hearings, now they're involved in the Terri Schiavo case, and they're the right to life, and they're all jumping on that bandwagon. You know what? How about bringing our guys back from Iraq? How about cleaning up?
There you go.
How about cleaning up Social Security? Do stuff that we elected you to do, not stuff we don't need you to do. And I think it's like having that crazy uncle that always wants to butt into your business. I think that's what these guys at the House of Representatives are like, my crazy uncle.
What do you think of Terri Schiavo? Live or die?
That's a tough question. I'm a quality of life person. I know that I've told the people that are my family that if I'm ever in that situation, that it's time for me to go, and that's my personal issue. That my quality of life. If I can't be out there doing things that I want to do, spending time with my children, I don't want to be kept alive by anything else but what I'm supposed to be kept alive from, which is breathing air and drinking water.
And finally, Rob, the Patrick O'Brien sex tapes. What do you think? Have you heard them?
No, I haven't, but I'd love to get my hands on it because it's pretty damn boring down here in Fort Myers, Florida. You have a choice of going to the 8-ball. You have a chance of going to the 8-ball lounge to play billiards to go to Hooters. So that's about it down here in Fort Myers.
And wow. And the talent at Hooters has gone downhill over the years. Way downhill.
Talent.
I'm telling you, when Hooters first popped up in Florida when I was visiting my sister back in the day, it was unbelievable. But now Aunt and I have talked about there's a Hooters in like Bayshore, Long Island. What kind of talent is working at that Hooters joint, Yeah. You want to see the pieces of asses.
Like, beautiful Jewish women running around with big Hooters there?
South Shore.
Not really. Not really. All right, Rob, we'll let you go. If you have 202 on your MiFi, we did a whole thing on the Pat O'Brien stuff. The tapes are just priceless.
You hear it unedited on our program.
Yeah, we can't get enough of the tapes, so.
Well, maybe we can rerun that on the MLB network. I'm sure our bosses would love it.
Oh, I'm certain.
That'd be great. You do a great show with Kevin Kennedy. It's called The Show, and you guys are live from Florida, spring training, all this week from 3 to 6 p.m. Eastern Time, and that's on Channel 175 on XM.
All right, you guys take care. Over.
Bye, Mr. Dibble. Over.
Over and out.
Thank you, Rob. It's Rob Dibble, everyone. All right. It's tough to do the interview with the little delay on the phone.
Yep.
The over thing does work, though.
Yep.
Lets you know when they're done. You don't step on each other like that.
Okay, why don't we take a break? We're going to have DeeDee come in one more time to do the news. Maybe talk to her mom one last time, right? Mm-hmm. Before we say goodbye to DeeDee for a while.
Yeah, because she's down here. And
she's down here, and we're up in New York. And
she's here, we're there.
Yes, Ben?
DeeDee has a major announcement as well.
A major announcement?
Yes.
What, she just realized she woke up and she has a job with XM?
Hey. She came out of a blackout in a bathroom stall with Jose Canseco putting a needle in his ass.
DeeDee has a major announcement.
It's actually a company announcement. So.
Ooh, an XM announcement.
XM announcement.
Nice.
Ooh.
She's the hourglass. So is the Owen-Day virus.
What happens creatively that all of a sudden, you shut off your brain, like you said, you're in this really nice mansion looking at $4 or $5 million paintings.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, because you're living this new life, your creativity starts to go away, I guess.
That's true. It happens. We got to watch out for that, Opie.
I was kind of thinking about us watching this movie.
Got to watch out for that.
A little bit. Let's go to Sally in Minnesota.
Get those perks in your apartment like a chair.
Hold on a second. Hold on.
You'll start going, hey, here we go. Now I'm living the life.
You don't have to worry about me, but I did order a dresser. Thank you.
You did?
Thank you. Yes, breaking news on the Opie and Anthony program.
A dresser? Where have you kept your clothes up until now?
On the floor.
Are you kidding me?
No,
Stop
man.
it. Hold it. I can't even believe this.
Hold on, Sally.
Okay.
Your clothes
I've been piled up on
are piled on the floor of your room.
Anthony,
How long have you been there?
3 years.
3 years you haven't had a dresser?
No.
What is wrong with you?
I just I live differently. I don't know what it is.
Differently? That's differently than anybody in this country.
I like being kind of I like having the feeling that I'm like a free spirit, and I don't know.
Free spirit?
I did
like you're squatting?
I finally got like a CD/DVD rack too, because all my CDs and DVDs were just kind of thrown around the living room,
on the floor.
Yeah.
How did you where did you buy this dresser? I'm fascinated.
Just around my neighborhood.
You didn't find it out on the sidewalk?
No. I've been buying nice stuff. It's just been a very slow process. I don't know.
Very slow process. In 3 years.
3 years to get a dresser goes beyond a slow process.
Yeah, that's beyond a slow process.
I understand. I'm getting it together slowly.
Wow.
Yeah.
I am stunned that you just kept your clothes on the floor.
I get them cleaned and all, and then I just pile them up nice. That's all.
And then when you need to get dressed, you just look through the pile. You don't have.
No, I have it kind of organized. Shirts, jeans. Yeah.
In piles?
In piles on the floor.
Yeah.
Do you have a bed?
A really nice bed.
It's a nice bed?
Yeah.
But is it just a mattress on the floor?
No.
It actually has a headboard?
No. Are you insane?
You don't have a headboard type bedroom set?
I have the mattress and the box spring and the little.
You have a metal frame.
Yeah.
That the mattress and box spring sits on, and that's it.
That's it.
You have no headboard?
It's not important to me.
No night tables? Where you take your change and put it out and your watch and put it... This is stuff human beings do.
Yes. But it doesn't bother me.
Where's your alarm clock? I know you say you don't need it and don't use it, but where is it?
No, I do need it because of the new hour. It's on the floor.
It's on the floor.
Yeah.
How high up is your bed? Because I know my bed is pretty high up.
It's really high because I got the extra mat, the extra whatever pad
Can you
and
see
stuff.
the clock from your bed?
No. Of course not.
You're living like a homeless guy, shacked up.
I know, it's cool in a way. It has that college feel to it.
College feel.
But really nice stuff.
Bag of marshmallows in the room just in case you really want that college feel.
But a really nice stuff, though. I got a really nice,
nice stuff? What
TV,
stuff?
Sound system.
You need stuff to have nice stuff.
I have stuff. I got couches, a leather chair. I got some nice things.
I would think.
I bought a $500 piece of art, so I'm starting.
How?
Not art, though.
Art smart. How about a bed?
It's just, I have a bed.
Opie and Anthony, the virus is spreading.
On this day, prescribed by law and marked by ceremony, we are led to one conclusion.
This place
just blows.
You're being harsh.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
Everything you say to me, one step closer to the edge, and I'm about to break. I need a little room to breathe. One step closer to the edge, and I'm about to...
Hey, let's get cricket back in here. Only a half hour left, and then we leave D.C. Until next time, we'll be back in New York City tomorrow for the rest of the week. And then we go on a little vacation. You're not on the show tomorrow?
Tomorrow I am.
And then Friday you're going... Oh, that's right. We didn't get your plug.
I have to because last week was a disaster because I switched the date. Fort Lauderdale Improv this Thursday. Tomorrow through Saturday. 954
Tomorrow through Saturday?
Yeah, tomorrow's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I fly tomorrow, do a show tomorrow.
Oh, I got you. Okay. I got all confused. What happened, DeeDee?
What's the matter?
I'm tingled. Hold on.
You're tingled?
She just came out of a blackout.
Oh, nice.
I don't know how it got on the chair like that.
Now it's all her headphone cord is twisted around the chair.
Jesus.
Ben's flipped it over. He's beating it with his hog.
Hog. I like that word, hog.
Ben was in the corner wrestling his own hog. There it is.
Thank you, Ben.
You had to have Steve Irwin come in and hold it down.
Oh, my God. You highlighted it.
Ben did. Highlighted it.
Yeah, we're going to have you read some stuff as the grand finale of your appearance on our program today there, DeeDee.
Dirty good.
Do we have time to get DeeDee's mom on the phone, or are we running out of time? We got the Norton message, Norton's mom's message there that we want to play for DeeDee's mom, maybe? What's wrong, DeeDee?
I was just looking at the picture.
Hot, right?
Yeah, that's like hardcore pornography.
Yeah.
His big areolas. What a
Isn't
lovely
that nice?
girl.
Yeah. You said you might go, you might go lesbo just to try it.
I'm not going to go lesbo, but I'm just saying you should never say never.
If, who knows, you're good friends, just one night, want to check it out, right?
Yeah. You could be a lesbian and not even know it with all the blacking out you've been doing.
No, Betsy. I would know.
Really? Sure.
To Betsy.
Yeah.
Betsy.
Yeah,
how about if she's like, come on, help me out. It's just dry, licking a little. Just be
What do we got, Ben? Oh, DeeDee's mom's on the phone?
Yeah, DeeDee's
mom. Oh, boy, you sure didn't...
Wow, we didn't waste any time.
Yeah.
DeeDee's mom. DeeDee's mom? Hi, DeeDee's mom. It's Opie and Anthony again.
Hi.
Your daughter's doing a great job once again on our radio program. She brought in the picture of her looking like Amy Carter from the old days there. And look what happened exactly. So she really looked like Amy Carter growing up?
Did you notice that right away when the Carters took the White House? Did you say, wow, my daughter kind of looks like her? Yeah? You didn't see it, or? No. Yeah. Boy, have we been learning a lot today about DeeDee. We have... I don't know. It seems like you know a lot of this stuff. We didn't know she really did have this wild side years ago. You didn't?
Well, yeah, she did.
Kept it hidden from herself. Seems like she would wake up and then realize, oh my goodness, I seem to have forgotten the past few hours or days. Yeah.
Yeah, she was married in the past, huh?
Yeah, there's that English guy that she met in Vegas.
He was, he was Sir Joel.
Yeah, that was counterfeit too, I'm sure.
Sir Counterfeit.
Sir Counterfeit.
Sir Fake. Sir Fake a lot.
It was Sir Osis of the liver. That old Bugs Bunny gag. Yeah, so she met him at the roulette table, got all drunk. Next thing she knows, she woke up and she was married to the guy. And that's what I'm hearing. Why, you heard a different story?
No.
Wow, you never told your mom the details about the English guy?
No.
Yeah, she was obviously drinking. She had a problem with drinking. You know that, right? Yeah, but thank God.
But not anymore.
Not anymore. Oh, absolutely.
It's been 11 years. We were very proud of DeeDee.
And she woke up and was married to this guy, and then decided he was English. He had an accent.
Hold on. We can't hear DeeDee's mom.
Oh,
Stop the bit. Can't hear mom.
The audience can't?
Oh, they can't hear you, Mom. Hold on.
Let me see.
Little technical
Come on,
difficulty
guys.
going on here.
Come on.
Try that.
Oh, they
Try that. That's great.
Can they hear Mom?
Well, hopefully they can. We will soon see. Keep refreshing the instant feedback and see if they can hear. Yeah, so she woke up next to this guy and then decided she was going to try to make it work.
Right.
Now, that seems a little odd. It seems like you would right away go, oh, my God, if I'm waking up and I don't even know who this guy is, I better get an annulment, lickety-split.
Well, no, but see, she was always brought up to keep striving.
Look at the mom trying to put a positive spin on this thing.
I love you,
Trying
Mom.
to put a positive spin, like, look at my little girl. She was determined to make it work.
Right?
Great.
Never give up, unless you really have to after trying.
You as a mom, though, didn't you realize something might be a tad bit wrong, that she's
Well, yeah, but it was already a fact after we found out, see?
What about the... no, I mean as far as her drinking goes, because some people can drink and they're fine. Did she ever drink at, like, family holidays or something?
No. She and then she was gone after high school, so...
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then
we missed all that part. Mm-hmm.
That's when she went wild after high school, was
it?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Well, we know how moms can be. I know my own mom has to deal with me doing this program, and then I go over there like her cute little boy that she remembers from years ago. And meanwhile, on the air...
It's got to be heartbreaking for her.
Sometimes it is. She's got to turn this program off. She cannot even listen to her own son's show. And then Opie's got the same issues. There are times where his mom's got to just turn the radio off.
Yeah.
That's bad enough, but our own little Jimmy Norton, who is on this program also, he really has some problems.
Like what kind?
Well, not only because
With who? His mother?
Well, he likes prostitutes to come over and take leaks on his chest, and every once in a while...
No.
Every once in a while, a log will fall out as well.
He was brought up different, right?
No, my mom, they did a nice job raising me. They were very lovely.
DeeDee's mom, I've met Norton's parents. They're absolutely lovely people. The nicest people you'd ever want to meet.
You know what happened?
What?
He lived on a hill. I know he lived on a hill because the fruit always falls near the tree, and he must have done a lot of rolling.
Oh, is that it? He rolled away from... Look at you. You got a sense of humor, too, don't you?
Kind of, yeah.
I have to have.
Apparently I was a piece of tapered fruit that came out in a banana shape.
So, Norton likes to...
Because it was brown.
Norton likes to talk openly about his personal life on the program, which is quite different than most people.
Is that his self-therapy there?
Yeah, I kind of, in a way. It helps.
Yeah.
Not much, though. I still act out on it. So.
Makes for embarrassing situations, though.
And just like all our moms, Norton's mom was listening one day and heard some real crazy stuff and decided to reach out to her son and leave a little voicemail on his machine there. And we want you to listen to this voicemail now. And this is Norton's mom. This is no radio bit.
All right.
So listen in and... I don't know. I'd like to get another mother's opinion on this advice.
Yeah.
Okay. We're listening.
This is Norton's mom, everyone.
Oh, Norton's mom.
Hi, sweetheart. It's Mom. How are you? Jimmy, I know this is a little awkward, but everyone's fine here. But we heard the radio show. We love it, by the way. And you were talking about giving up, the ladies of the evening, which is a wonderful thing. But you know what? Dr. Phil always says replace something with something. So I was thinking, you have that nice gym downstairs. And, just for like 20 minutes to half an hour and you would feel better. Use that. And also there's gyms in New York you could go. You could exercise and you would feel a whole lot better. You'd lose a little weight, you'd tone up, and you relieve, tension and stuff. And you'd be meeting other people. I don't know, honey. I just thought it might be a good thing. I'm sorry. I'm interfering, I know. I'm thinking of you. Nobody knows I'm calling. So don't get offended or think I'm strange, but I am a mother, and I worry about you. You're doing so well. Everything's falling into place. This might be just one of the, the health thing. It would help you, sweetheart. Well, anyway, that's it. I'm not going to go on and on. I know it's not my business. But anyway, I love you, and I feel I can interfere because I'm your mother. I'm taking special license. But anyway, we're looking forward to seeing you at Christmas, and I really hope you can make it. And anyway, don't be mad at me, okay, sweetie? I love you. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
So if Jimmy...
Oh, she's trying so hard.
If you're going to give up hookers and go to the gym, Jimmy, just wear an Aussie shirt.
I don't think that's going to be a good replacement.
No. Yeah, see...
You got to take up knitting.
Knitting? She wanted him to, go to the gym, maybe work out. That was the gym and not a guy named Jim.
Yeah,
downstairs.
the gym.
Okay, so go to the gym
Tone
downstairs,
up a little.
Tone up, and give up the hookers. But that was pretty good advice, right? She used a little Dr. Phil?
I don't know. I don't know if it's going to work.
Yeah, well,
you think knitting might help?
It will. It'll keep the hands busy.
Any advice for little Jimmy Norton?
Take up knitting.
No, like some real advice.
Could
You're
knit
a mom.
myself a rope and stool.
Oh, my God. My mother.
No real advice for Jimmy Norton?
Nothing I can think of right offhand.
It's not a situation she's probably used to dealing with.
No, she's
hookers.
He's got to get another hobby.
That's not really a hobby.
Yeah, it's an addiction.
Yes, it's a hobby. It's a hobby. It's not an addiction. It's a hobby.
You don't think...
I like the way her mom thinks. That's helpful.
Yeah. It's a hobby.
Just a little thing I do. It's kind of like putting model planes together, except I'm dehumanizing someone.
I was going to
Right.
I was going to say, it's just like, model airplanes. Jesus.
Why don't you have your mature listeners send you in one-liner advice and put them in a hat or a shoe and pick one out a day?
And take that advice.
Sam, you want to produce this radio show?
That's a good one.
So that's much better than the advice we get from our own producers.
Oh, well, see?
Oof.
I see you.
No, why? No pictures today. Dude, no.
What's that for?
What?
I'm happy to leave.
Why are we taking pictures today?
I don't know. They said they wanted me to come in and take pictures.
No pictures today.
Oh, God. No, I'm exhausted.
I am so sick of pictures.
I'm really sick of pictures.
Well, you could autograph them and sell
What?
them.
No, he's going to take them.
No.
For what?
For what?
Yes.
For what?
For what? For the boss. Boss wants pictures taken.
Boss wants pictures.
Which boss?
For what?
All the bosses. Pictures.
For what? I'm not even kidding today.
They need new photos.
Well, someone's got to tell us before they take the picture, so
So you can comb your
so
hair.
we can shower and not be hung over and tied.
You look fine.
I'm not taking any more pictures.
You look very svelte in that shirt, actually.
It's for promo materials, guys. That's what.
Well, someone's got to tell us ahead
Picture
of time. I'm not
diva.
even kidding anymore.
Are you
Every time they take photos,
Yeah.
we look awful.
Are you on the
Because
air
no one tells
arguing?
us ahead of time. I'm serious. No.
This is live on the air arguing.
Yeah, we're arguing on the air live. This is our stupid radio show. Can you believe it? I know that we actually do this on the air. What's Opie getting?
You all have to take up knitting.
Knitting? Wow, she's really into the knitting. Has that ever worked for DeeDee or anything? DeeDee, did you knit?
No.
You never knitted?
She doesn't cook either.
You don't cook, huh?
Well, I cook, but I'm not a cook like her.
Yeah. You just order a lot of takeout or something?
No, really, have your listeners send in advice and pick it out of the shoe and
They could take pictures next time we're down here and warn us.
I'll pitch in.
Yeah. No, I'm not. No. And
why can't you take the picture like that?
And the listeners could abuse us all they want. I'm so sick of pictures of us just looking tired and non-showered
Nothing
and
worse than the
hungover.
after the show picture.
You want a new image?
No. If they want pictures next time, they can warn us ahead of time, and we'll shave and do all that stuff. I'm so sick of bad publicity photos.
But see, I understand that would shatter your image.
Here I see the promo now. Photo diva. Have fun with it. I don't care. But I'm dead serious. I'm so sick and tired. And then the pictures look bad. So then they Photoshop my eyes wide open with a smile. I look like a fucking retard.
Oh, watch your language.
I look worse than I look worse than Terri Schiavo in half these pictures. My mouth is open. I'm smiling, and my eyes are as wide as they possibly could be.
Oh.
My neck is twice as long because they decide my neck needs to be longer. I'm so done with photographs.
No pictures today.
No photographers.
Anthony, help me out with this. Seriously.
No pictures today.
DeeDee, are you there?
Ben, when did you find out they wanted photographs?
DeeDee, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, but they're talking.
This isn't a show.
This
She
is
can
what
just
we
talk.
do.
They need to go out and have a drink, I guess.
Oh, that's good advice. Maybe your daughter can join us and pass out somewhere.
No.
I need to knit, and they need to get drunk.
What are these photographs going to be used for? What are they used for? I'm serious.
Look at Ben.
You're
Don't
the
take
producer.
him, Ben.
What you
Ben
knew
getting all
ahead of time?
belligerent. I'm doing shit. Wow, Ben is really belligerent.
Uh-oh.
Ben, what? Seriously, you didn't tell us ahead of time, and you're getting all pissed. But you know what? Someone has to tell us when this shit's going on. You're the producer.
I
if you knew ahead of
apologize for
time,
the
I might have forgot
language,
to tell you about it, but stop bitching. The listeners get annoyed. It's just getting annoying.
Tough
Well,
shit.
bitch. I probably forgot to tell you about the photos. About $1 million.
Well, what are they for?
They just need more photos for if they need photos. Like that photo that's standing out there.
Yeah, well, that's another. The photo that's in the stand-up. That's a horrible photograph. But you know why? Because we were tired and they came in after us doing a morning show and no one warned us.
You're never happy.
No one warned us.
DeeDee, they have to meditate. They have to go and meditate.
I could show you. I could prove my point. You could say I'm tired all the time, whatever. But the last time they didn't like the photographs because we were tired, so they photoshopped our faces to look like freaking Frankenstein.
Don't do them. I don't care.
Good. We're not doing them.
I'd like to do a picture.
Photo diva on the way.
Photo diva.
Hey, will that guy stick around if Robert Plant's in the area? We can do me and Robert.
I'm not Robert Plant, but will I do?
Hey, Mad Mexican, what's up?
Not even Robert Kelly.
Hey, tell you what, I got something for Jim, and then I'm going to get the hell out of here. I'm doing a show.
All right.
Okay? Jim, I didn't see you on Valentine's Day, so I got you. Okay, Jim, I didn't see you on Valentine's Day, so I got you this for Valentine's Day. It's all yours.
Oh, thank you.
What is it there,
I
Mad
don't know, it
Mexican?
looks like a genetic thing gone wild or something.
No, you got to explain it. We're on the radio.
Oh, okay, that's what it is. It's a genetic doll that they call kids something or other.
Sugarloaf costume kids. And it's got like a. You hear that? Sounds weird.
Everybody thinks that's kind of creepy, huh?
Yeah, it's got like my face. It looks like me, with a black fur around it and 2 red ears, and it says in a red heart on the stomach, "Love you."
Ooh.
So,
Wow.
yes. I didn't see you on Valentine's Day. Jim, good to see you again.
Good to
Gentlemen,
see you.
take
Thank you.
care. I'm going to go back to offend the masses.
Thank you, Mad Mexican.
Aloha.
Okay.
Wow. All right. Is that the weirdest thing anyone's
There
ever
you go.
given you?
It looks like Chaka from Land of the Lost.
It does. It's like a baby face in a bear suit.
It kind of looks like you, though. A
It really
younger
does.
version of you.
If me and Steve had a baby, this is what it would look like.
It would be all cozy with your face.
My face and a bearish body.
Anyway, so where were we?
You need to meditate.
Saying no pictures?
But because you know.
What? I don't want pictures
just
taken
explain
after the show.
Yeah, explain it in a way where people will understand. Because I know I sound like an idiot, but
we are exhausted after the show. Anytime pictures are taken after the show, they come out awful because we are exhausted. So yes, there will be no pictures today.
You guys are vain?
no, it's not even. It's not even that. It's so much more involved than that. The guy that came in with the camera. First of all, the first publicity photo we ever took. He liked Anthony in the photo because Anthony raised his eyebrow, which is fine. But I looked stupid in the picture, so instead of taking another one and maybe having Anthony do the same pose, he decided to Photoshop my face. And we looked at the pictures. To this day, it pisses me off. And we looked at the pictures online.
Yeah.
And I go, don't do that. It looks ridiculous. And he insisted on doing it anyway.
Well, you ought to have your mothers take your pictures.
Myself.
What?
Have your mothers take your pictures.
I'm not going to take any pictures today. That's not a
No,
problem.
but because I remember you showing me, well, no, we could open up your eyes and make you smile more. And I go, dude, don't do that. It looks awful. Next thing you know, fast forward 2 or 3 weeks, we're at our first, promotion for XM, and we're handing out these photos, and they look just absolutely stupid. And then my neck was too long.
Well, then use your
Because what
big
happened, they took my head from another picture and threw it on my body.
That actually didn't happen. I know you think that after I showed you how he did that, but it actually didn't happen. I know that's.
But
the
you did
perception.
Photoshop the eyes wide open and all that.
Not on the picture that ended up getting published. It was an unretouched picture.
No way.
I know it looks that way.
No
I could
way.
show you the original.
No way. No
I
way.
can show you the original.
It's
Maybe
impossible.
Neck longer or something.
Remember the eyes were wide
I
open
know
and the
what
smile.
you're thinking.
It's impossible
You
to
had
smile
2
and have
Adam's apples.
Yeah, and it's impossible to have your eyes wide open and smiling at the same time. It's impossible.
Yeah.
And there were leaves behind him where apparently he was eating something out of a tree. Old brontosaurus neck.
I do my best for you guys, and if you guys want to do a picture when you're not on air, happy to do it for you anytime.
What are these photos for? No one told us anything.
We're not doing it anymore. But yeah,
What were they for, though?
Someone asked. Look, I'm here for Robert Plant, and I'm here for a bunch of the other on-air folks.
Right.
And so they said, while you're here, we need to get some more pictures because we're short on them, and we need to get some more pictures to have in the hopper. So that's the only reason I came in here.
All right. Well, I'm not blaming. No one told us, and
And there's no huge T-shirt for us to get in.
Right. What a mess. This is ending in a cluster F. All right, thank you. I don't mean to attack you. I'm sorry.
I don't take it personally. I just don't, just want you guys to know I'm on your side. That's all.
But you did Photoshop that shot.
I'll prove it to you that it's not true.
He's denying it.
I'll show you the original unretouched file because I know what you're talking about. Because after we did that and they said you didn't like it, we didn't do it. Promise. Swear to God.
Someone throw that photograph up on the websites. It proves I'm not vain, but it just looks completely ridiculous. And then have fun with it. I don't care.
Which is why we went back up to New York and did it again.
Right.
What time you take some pictures with Robert Plant? That's cool.
Yeah.
He needs a picture with Robert Plant. Just make that happen.
Not a problem.
All right.
I'll make it happen. They're doing a meet and greet afterwards.
DeeDee's mom.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
You guys need to go to therapy somewhere.
I know.
Yeah,
we admitted when this show started.
Why don't you use your baby pictures?
We've done that in the past.
You've done that.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Well, then have DeeDee take some pictures. He's real good with a camera.
Yeah.
All right, DeeDee.
Okay.
This is it for the news for the day. Finally, should we let your mom go, or she could listen in and be all proud?
No. We got to do Meals on Wheels. We have to leave.
Oh, Meals on Wheels. Very nice.
We're hungry.
All right. Well.
Okay.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
There she goes, DeeDee's mom.
Bye, Mom. Bye-bye. Okay.
All right.
Yes.
Oh, I was waiting for the ticker noise. Okay, here's some big news. Hyundai Motor America is the first automaker to add standard XM satellite radio to its full vehicle lineup. How about that? Isn't that kick-ass?
Yes.
Hyundai.
Another huge announcement for XM satellite radio.
Yep.
Yes.
Starting in 2006, XM radios will be factory installed in all Hyundai models, beginning with the all-new Sonata, Santa Fe, Elantra, I have one of those, and the upcoming replacement for the XG350 premium sedan.
How great is that?
That is great.
Right? And that's the key to this whole thing. Factory installed.
Yes.
Yep.
But I understand, though, not to downplay XM's announcement, but Sirius has announced the Tony Hawk show is turned into the Tony Hawk channel. So it's going to be 24 hours of skateboarding sounds and tubular noises.
Okay, speaking of cars, vehicles.
I think actually Sirius did announce that their newest unit is coming out, and it is the size of a Hyundai. So, similar thing.
Well, this is not even to make fun of Sirius, but they did announce a factory install for all 1971 Pintos. Those idiots.
All kidding aside, Howard has no idea what he got himself into.
Have fun over there. Good luck to you.
I know, that's pretty kick-ass.
Enjoy the money. Which is a great thing, obviously, but as far as getting an audience, good effing luck.
Sirius is good, though, man, because if you can just, you put it in the kitchen, if you take out the microwave, it fits perfectly where that used to hang. Instead of eating omelets, you can just listen to your favorite radio programming with commercials.
The stuff Elo was telling us after the show yesterday, oh, my God.
Oh, nice.
Good luck.
Oh.
Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Some sad news here. Somebody passed away. Steelers football star David Little. He died while weightlifting at home in Miami.
Oh.
Oh, no. He was only 46.
Oh.
No.
That's terrific.
Oh.
Yeah.
Steroids?
No, weightlifting. Not steroids.
But
Nothing about steroids.
Did his heart stop? How did he die weightlifting?
I don't know. I guess it maybe fell on it. He was suffocated by the barbell.
Oh, man.
Yeah, his children, David Jr. and Darian, found him.
Oh.
Yeah, that's sad.
Hey, take that with you for the rest of your life, kids.
Yeah.
Couldn't get it off his chest.
Couldn't get it off of there, rolled onto his neck.
Yeah.
Suffocated
Couldn't
him.
he turn to the left? You can't turn?
I would think there's a way to get those goddamn weights off you, unless it just crashed down and crushed his windpipe.
Oh, maybe it slipped out of his hand or something when he was trying to push it up?
Maybe.
Oh, that's sad. But I have some good news for your female listeners.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, studies are showing that your monthly visit from Aunt Flo helps you live longer. Yeah.
Really?
Bloody ridiculous, but it's true. Dr. Thomas Pearl, he's a New England doctor, says that women are almost 6 times as likely to live to 100 as men. And he thinks it's because of your monthly visit from Aunt Flo, because iron helps produce free radicals.
That's not what it is. It's
Yes,
just women don't have them nagging them.
So the blood loss makes most women iron deficient. So to test his theory, he's avoiding red meat and donating a pint of blood bi-monthly to make himself iron deficient to see if he lives to 100. He said that I menstruate, but only every 8 weeks. So the rest of the time he's like skiing. And
So he's simulating giving himself a period.
Yeah.
What an ass.
He should just dump it into his underwear and walk around.
Ew. And
to be realistic.
I mean, not much.
Smell up the room and not fuck his spouse. Be cranky and annoy everyone. Is he also a melodramatic asshole?
8 days a month he gives blowjobs.
And he cries 3 days before he gives blood. Nobody loves me. I'm fat. Yuck.
Well,
old pulp boxers.
you should try it, Jimmy. Try not eating red meat and do that.
How awful.
Horrible.
That's pretty much the news. I mean, the big deal is the announcement.
What about
on
Oprah?
Sunday. Oh, see, I don't have that on my thing.
All right, read the Oprah story. That's a good one.
Cold read.
Oprah to taste the poor life.
Yeah, sure.
Oprah Winfrey is giving her fancy surroundings to live in a public housing project in Chicago. The talk show hostess, who's been known to give away cars to her entire studio audience, who all
she
had
paid for that, I'm sure.
will spend a month in the downscale digs as part of a TV series she's producing about the housing crisis in the country's inner cities.
I'm
no,
sure
I
it'll
don't
be
see her doing
just
that.
like her, just like anyone else living in the project. There won't be security around her. She won't have to worry about her life being taken as she walks up the stair or into an elevator in one of these buildings.
Yeah.
She's going to have a team of security guards there.
Of course she is. Why?
But
Because
you know,
like everybody in that building could have a team of security guards.
But
What a phony.
But speaking of periods, I understand that Oprah's going to donate hers to have the projects building painted.
Oh, that's gross. That's just gross.
Oprah
That's gross.
sucks.
So do you want me to read about the anal cherry in New York City?
Well, how much time we got left in the show?
Or should I save that?
A couple minutes? 3 minutes or so?
Oh, God.
Yeah, a lot of people want to hear you read some dirty stuff. So,
A little smut.
Well,
so Ben got some stuff
God,
together
I'm glad
for
my
you.
mom's off the line. All right.
Yeah.
Well, she's not.
Here I go. Marilyn leaves her anal cherry in New York City. Have you ever been fucked up the ass?
Hold on, Steve. This isn't a news story. Jesus.
Yeah.
Ticker tape's going.
Maybe in your world this is news.
All right.
What kind of an awful dark place does he live in that this is considered headline news?
Oh, my God.
She lost her anal cherry.
This is the lighter side of the news, you know? The wacky story that ends the newscast.
The human interest part.
Human interest, right.
And he pulled it out, and there was a lima bean skin on his cockhead. I'm John Montone. I almost said a llama bean skin. Fool.
So you want me to continue?
Sure.
Okay, have you ever been fucked up the ass?
Oh, one time at Bourbon Street, I woke up in the garage of a gas station.
Bathroom of a gas station.
Oh, right.
Do you want to fuck me up the ass? Most of the time, I'm so fucking horny, I don't know what to do with myself. The first time I had anal sex, I was in New York City. So only read the highlighted ones.
You ever partake in that type of action?
I plead the fifth. So I asked this
all right, wait, we got
top
theory on the
sexy
fifth thing.
stranger
That
who
means-
happened to
that
be
means
really...
yes.
Well, you know, if
The
your
fifth
significant
absolutely
other
means-
wants you to experiment, you...
Hey, there you go.
You bite the pillow.
You roll over on your belly.
You bite the pillow.
Bite that pillow, right? Yeah.
Little fists clenching and unclenching.
Oh.
I'm not going to talk about it.
Did you like it or not?
Did it steam?
Ow, it stings. It hurt a little, that's all I'll say.
All right. Well, you're honest. I like that.
But, you know, you wanted to do it one time, I gave it a try.
Only
Give
once?
it a whirl.
Well, I pleaded.
A few times.
The once you realized it was not too bad.
No, it just, you know, you try to, you know, don't you try to please your significant others? You do what they want, right?
Certainly.
There you go.
There you go. So you figured.
I just try to please my doctor at this point, so.
He wasn't saying hip hip cheerio. Give it up then. And all that sort of rot.
Okay.
No, wasn't the English counterfeiter?
the English counterfeiter. Yeah.
Was it him?
No.
Oh, I
no.
thought it was him.
Somebody
It was
else.
the Secret Service agent, so he didn't arrest her.
No. This is a few years after that.
Oh, okay.
So I asked this tall, sexy stranger who happened to be really fucking hot if he'd like to go for a drink. I could really use a stiff one.
I bet.
He smiled and laughed, obviously getting my drift. Well, where do you want to go? He asked.
Program complete.